Hello everyone, welcome back to another Tomato Sauce stream. Today we're going to be playing in the Angel Cup, and our last handful of Angel Cups haven't gone great, to be perfectly honest. Now, I don't think we've necessarily played badly. I think we've been drawing very badly and our opponent's been drawing very good, but that is still something we would like to get back into the swing of things. Our tournament runs as of late haven't been spectacular, but I'm not sure if that's the fault of us or the fault of, like, just RNG in general. It's like we lost in the Quantum Rush in the top 8 against Sora, but, like, we lost the coin flip into Sora opening, like, the most broken God Hand of all time. So it was like, what are we supposed to do, right? We can't do anything about that. We also did not do particularly well in the Grand Prix that happened on Sunday, and that was a similar situation where, again, our hands were just bad. We just couldn't really get anything going. We kept getting sacked by Essel into Innovator, and it just seems like we've been having pretty poor luck lately. We're going to, fingers crossed, be able to get back into the swing of things, but I don't think it matters on the deck choice. Like, realistically, if we're getting sacked or if we're bricking, it shouldn't matter too much on the deck you're playing. Obviously, there are some caveats to that. Things like Cyburst and Machine are going to brick a lot less, right? Because they have tools to unbrick themselves. But today, Angel Cup, we're going to try and see if we can do any good. Let's see who we got in chat today. We have Pro Manicus. We have Whistling Birds. What are we playing in Angel Cup? We're going to be playing Psychic again because it's just the most fun deck right now. That's basically what it comes down to. We generally will play whatever we think is the most fun. And so we're going with that. Whereas the Excavator and Vulcan in the animation? Oh, we're not making a new animation like every time a new Maximum comes out. We're going to wait until Fusions come out before we update that. Playing Plants in Cog. Pro Manicus, you are a sadist, I swear. A bit bored. Everyone's at work today. I mean, I guess in a weird way I'm technically at work as well at the moment, but that's one of the perks from working from home. Literally, Rush content creator coming here complaining about Rush is like going to a bakery and complaining they make bread. It depends if the bread sucks, right? It's not about complaining they make bread. It's about complaining that the bread is of poor quality. I think that would be the thing. D&D tonight? I'm going to assume that's Dungeons and Dragons, in which case I hope you have a good sesh. Happy we had some fun games with the day. Burn it, burn the bot. Way ahead of you. Is that Draco Kid and Zaki boys? I'm ready for Cup of the Angel. Good day, how are you? Hello, King Schneebs. Welcome, welcome. We got Ninjetti Ursus. Good luck today. I'm pretty sure Ursus is also playing in this cup today, so that'll be exciting. Let's see if we can avoid playing against him in the early stages. A Cup of Angel Ramen. Just play better decks, Tomato. Joking. I will play best deck today, so I will win. There is Duke. At least you're on top 8, Tomato. For me, at least you gave it your all. I mean, we're definitely trying. We're not, like, throwing these games. It's just not going our way. Getting top 8 is simple enough. I mean, generally, it should be. Like, our performance in the Grand Prix on the previous Sunday was awful. It was the worst we've ever performed, I think, in a tournament. Like, in a Swiss tournament, I guess I should say, which sucked. But again, like, reviewing the games, I don't think I could have done anything about it. I think I was just doomed to fail. Is that Dewan in the chat? Welcome, welcome on in. It's evening here, so I'm good. Dungeons and Dragons, yes. Well, out of curiosity then, Whistling Bird, what class are you playing, or are you the DM? Well, this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Complaining as part of the experience after all. Exactly, and welcome, welcome on in Alpacalyptic. So, first off, we're going to just go ahead and make a room, because usually we end up having to make the rooms. So we'll do that before we swap the screen over, just to make things a little bit easier on us. Okay, so with that done, we can now swap over to Duel Links, and then it'll take a second to pop up. There it is. And then we'll bring this up anyway. So we got the stream about to start for the Angel Cup, and we can go and see how many people have actually signed up today. It's still kind of early days for the new format, so we would expect quite a few people to be signed up. We're looking at 22 at the moment. That's not the best turnout, but it could be worse. Let's see what we've got in here. We got Neo Rush. We've got Dwan. We've got Nanao. We've got Draco. We've got Gozu. We've got Ra. Some of these are familiar, but I don't know who they are. We've got Deku, Bisma, Ursa, Soramiya. This should be a pretty exciting one. Imagine playing a D&D game as a DM and talking to a DM Dark Magician player. I mean, it seems quite simple. Eldritch Knight, because it was cool and made sense for the story, looking to add Artificer into the mix. Have DM'd before. Yeah, I was always in a weird situation where I would always have to be the DM in my friends group because no one else just wanted to do it. So I don't actually get to play D&D very often. I'm just saying that we haven't actually played D&D in a couple of years at this point, so. Right, let's see, because we have hit 1 o'clock, well, 1 o'clock UK time, so the bracket should be up soon. Let's see what happens. We've got to prioritize making sure we get into our game as soon as possible, assuming we don't have another bye. Watcher vs Spectre is weird because their speech lines are both just being dicks. I mean, that makes sense. Alright, so we have an opponent, at the very least, which is nice. Our bracket looks kind of stacked, though. Gozu, Ra, Now is pretty ridiculous. Let's see how this goes. Oh, my opponent has sent a message. Let's translate this. He just said thank you. I think that just means he wants me to make the room. No, he's made the room. Okay. Alright, so we'll leave the room. Join his room. Then we'll send him a message. Okay. Now, fingers crossed, everything goes well. We'll just get rid of this. Alright. First game of the day. Let's try and not have a really horrid game. Let's see what happens. Now, one of my oldest group, we rotate who's DMing. In other groups, there's a clear DM for the game/campaign. I see. Get what deck you're using this tonic tomato. I wish you good luck. Yeah, we're playing Psychic. We're playing against Psychic as well, though, by the looks of things, which is not inherently a bad thing. But it depends if he wants to play a stall match. If he does want to play a stall match, then it's going to be who draws into 2 copies of Melody first is generally going to have quite a big advantage. If he wants to go aggressive, we'll have to see what happens. Man, all these bots today. Okay, we've hit double mill. The best he's got access to is a Silent Assailant. He does have Candy, though, which does let him get a boss onto the field if he wants it. Rhythmical Mill, you could have drawn 2 additional cards. That's called throwing. Also, we guarantee as well that we've only drawn a maximum of 1 card. Because obviously we can't see the card that he drew for turn, but we know that the top 2 after that card were 2 monsters. Tributes 2. Summons out Can Melody. Very early Can Melody. Okay. If we can get rid of this without using... Okay, looks like he's just going to go very aggressive. So, this makes for a more interesting game, but... depending on what we draw, this could be pretty rough for us. So now he's going to get to spin one of our cards. Is he going to go for the back row? Or is he going to go for one of our monsters? Going for a monster means he can try and get damage in. He does go for the back row, which, you know, we have the power of knowing our own cards, so we know that was the correct decision. Tributes 2. Summons out Prima. So we know the last card in hand is a Candy, so we can't really just leave that alone. We do actually get to keep a Rhythmical Performer. We do find our own candy. So how do we want to approach this? We could flip this up, use its effect, summon this, use its effect to take one or t'other. We could easily just attack over this with whatever. We have a couple of, like, options here. None of them are, like, super duper great. I think we have to play aggressive either way. We can't, like, leave this on the field. So we're going to flip up Rhythmical Performer either way. We're going to activate the effect. We don't get a draw, which is a bit of a shame, but that's still kind of fine. So now the question is, if we do this, we'd have to go... I think we have to take... I don't think we can afford to get a Prima, realistically. We just don't have the Tribute Fodder for it. We could end on 2 guys, though. That is something we could do. I could also use that to spin that. I'd have to put this back into our hand. I suppose I don't have to put that back into our hand. How do we want to approach this? Alright, I think we're just going to go normal summon candy. We're going to activate Ready Shine. We're going to target the candy. And here, I kind of want the extra 15. But if I take this, I can technically get both of them out. And I can also spin. It's so awkward, though, to get this done correctly. I think we're going to take this. This might be a mistake. We're spending a little bit too much time thinking is my current issue. We'll summon this. We're going to tribute both of these. We're going to activate Can Melody. Put this back in our hand. We're going to spin that. Then I'm going to go ahead and just activate Jam Piece Start. Maybe getting an extra 1,000 life points would have been better. Put this back into deck and this back into deck. Grab this out. Then we'll set both. Tribute this out. Activate the effect. Set, go to battle, swing. The problem was, I was getting a little bit panicky because of the timer. I think I could have spent a little bit more time thinking about that. The other play would have been to grab the Jamp up. Use the Jamp up to get out the Melody. The problem with doing that play is then I don't get to spin the monster. And I also only get to attack over one of his guys. God, another bot. Get out of here. Get out of here, bots. Okay, this is a little bit sketch. So we managed to out his whole board, which is good. The downside is, because he drew Jamp Start, he gets the 1,000 life points and he gets to search out the boss monster again. He's only going to get a 600 boost. Which means he'd need a second boss to actually be able to clear, right? Because even if he summons out 15, if he boosts it by the 6, he only goes up to 21 and can't clear both. Sets 2 monsters. If that stays in his hand as well. Ah. Yeah, that's fine. We'll allow this. We'll take the 13. Our life points are a little bit low, which is... Oh, that is... Oh, that is so rough, bro. Come on. We just needed to not brick. What do we even do with this? I think we have to pay the 1,000. I don't think we use Jamp Check here. I think I'd rather just have more cards. Right, we'll swing into this. We'll swing into this. That's all we got, unfortunately. I do not like the fact our life points are so low. We do have good back row, but... Like, if his back row is very specifically Jamp check, then not popping it was like... Okay, it's Jamp start. I mean... He's already gone through... Right, he shuffled a Prima back in at some point. I missed what he did that. Oh, he did it with the other Jamp start, didn't he? Okay. So he's putting probably both of his bosses back in. Indeed, he did. Hello, Flugel, by the way. Oh, okay, so he's seen that. Now he's going to get to look at one of our traps. So now he's probably going to pop the Buffered Slime. Which obviously is not great for us. The other issue is he's just gaining so many life points. Like, I feel like we haven't been in a situation where we've had the luxury to go for the life points. Like, we could have at one point. So now he hits the other one that he knows. Are we going to die because he's got Divergence and Check just at the same time? Because he had to draw into both of them. He's just lucked into drawing both of them at the same time. The only thing he didn't get lucky with is getting access to the Candy. Other than that, everything else is entirely RNG. That is so bad, though. I think we might actually die. Again, I don't think we've done anything wrong, right? I think we have been forced to make all the plays we've made. The only other thing we could have done would be play passive and then just... That's... Okay. So you get rid of our back row. You already know what it is. So... I don't know if that changes anything. Sends that as the last card. That's what, 15? 21. Oh, we're actually dead to that. Oh, that is so cringe. He opened the exact hand he needed to find lethal, bro. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? We didn't even make any misplays. We didn't do anything wrong. We just bricked and he drew the god hand. Come on. That's not fair. Alright, well, one game down. Again, we haven't made a misplay yet, right? The only alternative play we had was to play passively, which means that we just get picked apart by Can Melody, which is not really an option. So, like, we haven't done anything wrong yet. We're just drawing worse, which just feels so bad. Alright, can we please get luckier than our opponent this game, please? Oh my god! Game! What the fuck? I just want to play the game! We play 4 bosses! We bricked 2 games in a row! Oh my Christ. I just want to play the game! I just want to play the game, Konami! Why do you hate me? This happens every time I play Psychics. Right, at least we got something. He milled 2 spells. So that's at least something. By the way, he's opened Essel and gone second both games so far. I cannot get over how, like, utterly sacked we have been getting. This is so upsetting. Come on, bruh. And we've only got 1 monster, so we're going to take so much damage. Through no fault of our own, we had no other play. We can't do anything else. Oh, this is so cringe. This is just so stupid. This is so dumb. What, just like draw 2 Primas in the next turn just because the game actually hates us? There's no point in doing this. We just take the 47. Alright. Well, there's the Prima. Thank you, game. And our opponents used 3 spells. Now, the chance of us hitting their spells is a lot lower. Well, that is actually really good. Let's see if we can keep that going. We actually get 2 mils off of it. Okay, things are actually looking up a little bit. Now, how do we actually convert this into something? We have to go for the Can Melody. That is, we don't get a say in that. We have to get rid of that back row at this point. We'll normal out the Candy. Activate the skill. Target this. Add a card to hand. We have to take the Jamp up here. Activate Melody. Put this back in hand. Get rid of the back row. Normal Candy. Then Jamp up. We send this, and now the question is, which one do we actually want to get out? Paying the 1,000 is so sketch. At the same time, like, what else are we doing? I don't really want to go to less than 1,000, so I actually think we're going to summon out the second Melody. Maybe that was a mistake. I think it's debatable. Right, we'll swing over this. Then I actually think we're going to swing over this because Peaceholder is a normal psychic monster, which means Jamp Check becomes online a lot easier if we leave it there. What's the match been so far? Game 1 we bricked, and then game 2 we opened with double Can Melody in the opening. So it's not been going well. If our... Alright, so he's found a Candy off the top as well. Oh, come on, bro. I just need, like, a little bit of luck. Just don't have to check. If he doesn't have the check... And you've got the Miracle one-of as well! Brother in Christ. Alright, if our slime survives, we might be okay. If the slime survives, we might be okay. Not feeling great about it. Yeah, the last 2 weeks, we have just been bricking an Angel Cup, like, so much. And this is no exception. Okay. He could have done more than that. He chose not to. Very curious. Okay, we are looking pretty good here. We're down to under 1,000. That's our only issue. So we can't use thingy. Can't we just win? Like, don't we just have lethal? Like, we don't even have to think about this. We go Candy. We activate the skill. Target Candy. Add a card to our hand. Grab the Prima. Activate Can Melody. Put this back in the hand. Target this. Add this back to hand. We have one Jamp up, so that's all we need for that. So we'll go normal. Normal. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Oh no, it's not anywhere near lethal realistically, is it? We're almost at lethal. We just can't quite get there. Oh, no, we have lethal, right? Oh, no, because we can't get the extra... Oh, we can with this. We can with Jamp Up. Here, Candy. I'm just overthinking this, because I'm, like, flustered. Right, we'll send this. Summon this out. Set. Go to battle. Swing over this. Okay. We managed to... This was a brick game, by the way. This was a game where we opened double Melody, could only set one monster on the first turn, and we went down to 1,300 life points on our opponent's first turn. So, we somehow managed to win a brick game. We've had 2 brick games so far. Can we avoid the 3rd brick game? Can we finally avoid opening, or just having 2 boss monsters in our hand? The deck should be able to avoid that quite easily. We've won the coin toss twice, but our opponent has Esseled us twice as well. So we've lost the coin toss, so statistically, right, he got the Essel twice in the open, so we should also get the Essel. We have the Essels, oh my god. Now the question is, do we bother going for the Essels? Essel, okay, it's going ham. We're going as ham as possible. I feel like our opponent has played pretty bad. Like, pretty much all of these games so far. Double tribute for a set, so that could be like an 1800 defender. Maginical Miracle. The question is, if we do use these... Our life points aren't lower, so we can't use that. If we use these and it goes back... But we know what he's got face down. He's going to start picking apart a board. I don't think we get a say in this. I think we have to Essel. I desperately need a boss monster or a candy. Oh, we just found nothing? Are you kidding me? We can't. I need to get cards out of the hand. Bro, we're bricking in like the other way now. We literally can't use this. This is like so unbelievably high roll that it feels like suicide to do it. But we might already be dead. Alright. We have to attack this in case it's Prima. We have to. Oh my god. That is so unbelievable. Why would you set the Prima? Why would you set the Prima? Okay, we're going to go for Performer. If he just doesn't have a boss, we're in a great spot. If his hand is just like 3 low levels... Okay, he has a boss. He has a boss. Why would we keep the Rhythmical Performer? Oh, because we want to just put it back in hand. Okay, and then we're going to use it again. Would that mean... What were your other two? Oh, they were both Essel. They were literally both Essel. Okay. We did lose our Rhythmical Performer. That's kind of whatever. Set. Normal summon a 1500 and gets a back row as well. Okay. All things considered, this could have been a lot worse. He did have a really strong second turn, but like that could have been so much worse for us. The issue here is we still don't have candy or a boss monster. So I think we have to go for Roman pick. If we set a load of cards, he can start picking us apart with that. I don't think we can afford to just let that happen. It's kind of a crucial turn though. I think setting this is terrible, so I think we are going to go for this. We just need a boss. That's what we want. We're looking for a boss. Right, we got the candy, which does get us to a boss. It's not, like, ideal, but it's fine. So we'll summon, activate Ready Shine, target candy, add a card to hand, grab Prima. We can bring back... So only level 7's Maginical brings back. It is only level 7, so we can't use Maginical to do anything right now, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So Tribute 1, Tribute 2, summon this out. So now the question is, are we using the ability? We have to use the ability anyway, so we might as well go for max value. The only issue is, if he has Jump Check and he just pops that, we're just kind of dead. I think we have to play this safe. But it's so... If we activate that, we can get, like, nothing of any real value. I could take that, which could get us into something. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just set these. The question is, do we put these in attack and defense? I think we're going to set them. I think that's the better play. I really need to get rid of this, though. If this sticks around, I'm in such a mid position. I need this to be slime. Okay, it looks like it's slime. I think he probably would have used it if it wasn't. Okay, we are in... We're still in a really bad spot just because our life points are so low. Again, there was nothing we could really do about that. Like, the alternative was not summon out the Essels. But I think we had to summon out the Essels, right? Like, if that set monster was... the Melody, we just get... I mean, it didn't really matter. He drew into Melody anyway. So he would have had Melody plus Prima, and we would have been in a really, really bad spot. All right, we've unfortunately just lost our slime. I'm assuming he's just going to set 2. That's why he used that. He just wants his hand empty. Okay, that's fine then. Okay, we have the Melody. That gives us some options. So we know this is probably slime. So we don't really care about that one. It's do we start trying to get in for some damage? That is the question. I think either way we have to get this out of the hand. That's happening no matter what. So we'll summon this. Then we'll normal summon Rhythmical Performer. Activate the effect. Yeah, we'll take a draw. That doesn't really change much here. So I could put this back in our hand if we wanted to. The issue is we know he's got a back row that's going to interfere with us in some way anyway. I don't think getting that off is going to do a lot for us. So I think we are just going to do this. Use this on this. Activate the effect. Pop this back in the old hand. And then we're going to hit one of his back row that we know isn't slime. Because we don't care that he has slime. Yeah, actually, I'll draw that back to my hand. That sounds like a good idea. Then I will set. We are going to set one of these because I do kind of want one back in the graveyard. Then we're just going to get a battle. Because I don't think it matters too much. We are going to clear that. Alright, what we need is check. That's what we're like desperate for here. Do we have any check in graveyard right now? We do not. So we still have both checks in our deck right now. Come on. We can do this. We just need to find our checks. Like, check is what makes all of this come together. Set, pass. Draw for turn. I really need check. Like, really need check. Right, we'll flip up Candy. We use our skill. Target this. Activate the effect. Put this back in our hand. We're going to just keep hitting the new one. That's what we're going to do for now. We're going to set. We're just going to go to battle, and we're just going to start swinging again. Then we're going to pass. Oh, come on, check. Where's check at? Even if we get check, if he gets 3 sets down, we're always still doing a 50-50, because we have to get rid of one of his monsters. If he just doesn't set a third back row, and we draw into the check, we are going to be in... Oh, God. That's right. He can mill my check. Okay, that's fine. We don't care about that. That has actually got our second Melody into rotation, so we can now maybe start doing stuff with that as well. Has the Maginical. Is this game going to come down to we just didn't draw check, so we lose? Is that what this game is entirely going to come down to? Because if it does, that is so sad. I think it is as well. If he just hits, like, the 1 in 3, 33%, because there's no information. If he just hits the 1 in 3, I'm going to be so sad. Actually, he probably knows the middle isn't, so it's probably more like a 50-50. He shouldn't know about these two. Oh, come on. Just do not hit the 50-50. 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 If he just misses the 50-50 and doesn't have check, we are fine. If he hits it, we are so pleased. No, he hit the 50-50. Come on. Oh, I'm just not allowed nice things. We're just not allowed nice things. Oh, if he does that, he's not getting the boost. So he can clear our board, but he's only going to get 18 in right now. Wait. Oh, no. Do not... What have you got in your hand that you're feeling confident enough to do this? You got 2 boss monsters in hand, 2 mystery cards. What the heck do you have that you feel confident enough to put 2 bosses back in the hand? You've got Jamp Up. That's just lethal, right? That'd be 15 plus 9, which is 24. And then, yeah, that's lethal, unfortunately. There's nothing... Again... I don't think we made any misplays, right? I don't think we did anything wrong. I think it just came down to he drew better, and I think that's all we can really put that down to. Like, I mean, feel free if anyone in chat thinks I made a misplay to like point it out, because I would like to know. But like, I legit think we played better. He drew better. Like that is legit how it feels. He kept making really, really stupid plays and just didn't get punished for them, and then just kept drawing so well that it just did not matter. Which is a shame. But, like, what can we do about it? That's... I don't know what's going on. Just every time we play in a tournament with psychics, I just feel like we just get sacked, or we brick, or both. And I'm like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. It just feels like we were just born to lose. That was literally 2 brick games back to back. That third game was like, it was very weird because again, he played so badly, right? He set the Prima early for like no reason, then just hard drew into Melody to turn everything back online. I don't know. It felt really bad. The whole series just felt really bad. It just felt like, again, he never got punished for playing badly. That's the thing that sucks, right? I feel like he played a lot worse. He made a lot of mistakes and then just never got punished for any of them. And that really stings. Hello, Serena, by the way. Welcome on in. Are we out now? Yeah, we're out. We are out, unfortunately. Again, I stand by our plays. I still think we played better. It just didn't matter. It just did not matter. Let's see how everyone else is doing. So Ursus beat Deku, so now he's playing against Flash. We've got Bismarck playing against whoever this is. Draco Kid's still playing against Yellow. Dwan won his game and is now playing against Sora. Let's jump to live and see how it's going. So watching Flash versus Ursus. So we'll actually get to see what Ursus is on. Looks like Flash is probably just playing Psychic. Ursus is playing his tried and tested machines. But yeah, like I said, I think I feel happy with how we played. I feel like we made the correct decisions, even like reflecting on the plays we made. I still think I do all of that exactly the same again. Like, there's an argument that I should have spun the slime. But like, it's easy to say that in hindsight, right? When you know it's a reactable trap, right? My mentality is, okay, so if I leave that there, I can now have a chance to hit one of his other good cards. And then when we eventually draw into check, we can win the game, right? Because I can spin one, know that's like an important card, get rid of the others, and then just try and win the game from that. But we just never saw check. Check. Both of our checks are in the bottom 5. It is what it is. God, it's so hard to see. For some reason, my my OBS has changed Sora's name to like dark blue, which makes it very difficult to read it. Especially since Sora's name is almost exactly the same length as Duke's. I have 4 tributes in my hand. Who else cheered? Well, you know, it happens. Hello, Beamer. Welcome, welcome. how's the run today? Unfortunately, we got sacked. I don't even know if we got sacked. Did we get sacked? Did we get sacked, or did we draw like ass? Game 1, it was... He drew a little better. He opened the double Essel. And then we ended up... Like, it wasn't like the very start of the game, but we ended up with 2 bosses in hand. So we just got to a point where we just couldn't really play. And then we got punished for it. I think all 3 games we kind of bricked in some fashion. Game 2 was we opened double Melody. Our literal opening play was set 1 monster, set 2 back row pass. But that was the game we somehow won. So, who even knows? And then game 3, we lost the coin toss. We actually did see double Essel, but double Essel hit absolutely nothing. So we didn't even end up using the Essel effect to special summon. So like... It's an awkward one. It's a very awkward one. Oh, wait. That game finished very, very abruptly. Looks like Ursus just easily cleaned this up. I have to see what game they end up doing next. Yeah, I think overall, our opponent did draw better than us. So they did get a little bit lucky, but I don't think that was the be-all, end-all of why we lost. I think the reason we lost was us drawing bad. I think that's what it really comes down to. I should really save the replay so we can, like, go over them. But, like, I'm, like, super sure that we played okay. Oh, Soromir versus Duan is about to get spectated. Let's see what this is. Could this be... It looks like it is. It's a Psychic Mirror match. That's exactly what we just played. Now, after playing against Soromir in the Quantum Rush, I can tell you that Soromir is very good at drawing very strong hands. So let's see if that trend continues here. Feel sad for what happened? I mean, it happens. Like, it's frustrating in the moment, but like... It happens, right? You know, you can't always draw the God Hand. That's just the game. Sometimes you're going to brick, sometimes you're going to get to play. Okay, so Sora is hitting one of the back row randomly. Then we're summoning out a second Melody. We hit another one by putting the first Melody back to hand. Then we're going to put 2 cards back into deck, grab back a 1500 vanilla, summon that out, swing in. We're leaving 3 cards in hand? Okay. This is very punishable, though. Let's see if Duan has it. Looks like he doesn't. He doesn't have anything. Can't even clear the Melody. That is pretty rough. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Exactly. I mean, it happens, right? So we're going to spin back one of the face downs, summon out another monster, tribute over, summon out the Prima. So we do know there is still another Melody in hand. We pay 1,000 to get 600 damage in, clear the monster. We do get to clear this defense position monster. It is just a vanilla. We obviously know there was a delay, so that back row could be anything. It's the Rhythmic Performer. Is that Quantum Cubes we see just in the Angel Cup chat? Looks like Quantum Cubes has a very clear side that he's taking here. Okay, pay the 1,000, gain the boost. I feel like I'm gonna cry. You shouldn't cry, Duke. It's okay. Everything's fine. Right, Can Melody puts that back to hand. Spin one of the back rows. Set. So we're not going to get any damage in here. So we had the option to try and push for lethal. We chose not to. Obviously, we knew our opponent had something on the delay. Looks like we are seeing Seraph from Duan. We have the Jamp start, put 2 cards back, grab back what can only assumedly be Candy. Grabs back the candy, can gain that 1,000 life points. Okay, boosts up to 5. Searches out the Prima. Where are we going with this? A few days back, these two were on Sessos. Exactly. They were fighting for who is going to be the Sevens champion. Now they're fighting to see who's going to be the Psychic champion. And Melody comes out. So that'll let us spin, but we can only spin that one monster. We still have 5 cards in hand. Presumably, we probably have a Jamp up. So that will let us easily be able to clear this board. But will we have lethal on top? With this many cards in hand, it should be relatively simple to lethal here. It depends how well Dwan's drawn. There's the Jamp up, but we're using it very early before we've summoned out another monster. So that tells me we probably don't have access to another boss monster, or we have a second Jamp up. Three cards left in hand. Now, it's quite easy that these 3 cards could be nothing, right? Unfortunately, Psychic does play a lot of, like, nothing cards. And it looks like they are going to be nothing cards. We are just going to have to set 3. Clear over for 19. And then we can clear over for a further 800, leaving our opponent on 1,000. Wait, wasn't that then lethal? This only had to have 400 attack, which means this monster... Oh, we already know what this is, right? Because we haven't sent the other candy to the graveyard. That is such a shame. Was there no other way to end with a monster that had 400 attack? I mean, I guess there wasn't. Goodbye, I want to go watch this on my own where I can... Goodbye. Goodbye, Void. Okay, we're going to summon out the candy. Use the skill to boost up to 5. Grab out the Prima. So we have a boss. We're going to normal summon Siesta Torero. Activate Siesta Torero to flip something face down. Put 3 cards back. Flip down the Melody. Tribute both. Summon out Prima. Only 1 card left in hand. Straight to battle. So we are going to go for the clear to try and protect our back row. But if Dwan does have, there it is, the Widespread Ruin coming in clutch. And if Dwan has access to Jamp Check, he is in such a fantastic position. There it is, Jamp Check. There's 1. We do not get to see what the other one is. Presumably it was nothing then. We just pop the negate attack and go in for lethal. Sorry, bros, my op had it. Ah, that is a shame. Let's go and take a quick look at the bracket while we wait for the next game to start. And we can see... Wait, Draco Rush... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You're going to have to call a mod to fix this, Draco. This is unfortunately something that's very easy to do on Tonemel. It's very easy for the result to, like... Obviously, like, looking at the numbers, Yellow has won this. But Tonemel was like, oh, you can win on 1-2. Don't worry about that. So I personally consider that a Tonemel problem. Ursus has 2 Ode Flash. Obviously, we saw that game earlier, so he's moving on to play against whoever this is. I didn't send in the result. Well, it's there now. You have to play in the next round until it gets fixed. Now, we're still going to see what Bismuth's doing. I'm going to assume that Bismuth is still playing the same deck that he's been on. We'll have to see what he actually does. Neo, unfortunately, did lose, which is a shame. And it looks like Gozu has 2 Ode now, Neo, and then has 2 Ode, the guy that beat us. Knowing Gozu, mind you, I think Gozu's been on Psychic. I'm pretty sure Gozu has swapped onto Psychic. So it's probably a Psychic then in top 4. But we can come over here. We can start updating this, which is quite nice. So we know that Psychic has been knocked out in top 8. We have that now. Alright, let's jump back to live, see if the game has started yet. It looks like it has. We're on turn 3, and it is Dwan's turn, which means Dwan won the coin toss. based on how this field looks, it looks like Sora bricked. Because Sora has 1 card in hand, 1 monster in the grave. How did that monster get in the grave? What happened here? What did happen here? Can Melody pop a card back? Rhythmical? Oh, did Rhythmical get like... Oh, our opponent's Rhythmical. Our opponent's Rhythmical. I see. So our opponent Rhythmicaled 1 into the grave. So we normal summoned the 1500 attack monster then. So it was set 3, normal summon, keep a tribute monster in hand, or it could have been a spell trap. Oh, another boss monster. See, this is the other issue, is going first with Psychics and then your opponent not going aggressive does leave things open. That is a very good use of negate attack. I think realistically in this kind of situation, if you go into a fresh hand with nothing on board and taking a crap ton of damage, you put yourself in such a bad position. That does, however, mean the negate attack is gone, which is actually huge. Obviously, Psychic really want to just get in and just murder you. So negate attack is the best kind of detriment to that, or the best, what were before? Preventative? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, we do jump up into everyone's favorite Prima Katana. 2 15s. We're going to tribute both of them. Summon out a second Prima, and then we're going to also summon out a 15. This is a very, very aggressive board. If Dwan doesn't have any good back row to react to this, this is going to be a metric crap ton of damage. Looks like there is a delay. I think no matter what the delay is, you probably think about using it, even if we don't actually use it. If we do have... Okay, there is Slime, so we do take the 2000, but we do not want to take the extra, like, 3000 damage that we would have taken. We would have taken around 5000-ish damage, I think. The 2000 plus 2 plus 1. Yeah, about 5000 damage. Dwan obviously valuing his life points. As long as opponent doesn't have negate here, we are fine. Oh, yeah. Dwan has to now rebuild from nothing. 2 of his boss monsters are already in the graveyard. Since he is playing the Seraph, there is quite a high likelihood that Dwan is on 5 boss monsters to get that triple Melody in. But saying that, we haven't actually seen any copies of Siesta Terrero, I don't think so, yet, from Dwan, which means he could actually just be playing them as substitutes for the Siesta. Even if Slime was like 2500, 3000, it might have been popped or spinned later. Yes, using it early just to try and, you know, use it or lose it is generally quite a good strategy. Ready Shine comes down. We're going to add a card. What are we going to be searching? We do search the Prima Katana. That is probably the last one in the deck, but we did just use Jamp Up. I didn't catch what we shuffled back in. It could have put the Primas back into the deck. Summon out the Rhythmical, goes to the Double Mill, and we are on the Maginical Miracle, which does tell us we are not playing Triple Melody. Where do we go from here? We have 5 cards to work with, which is a lot of cards. I feel like we're in a situation again where Dwan could potentially, with 7 cards available, maybe not like just end the game, but we could put ourselves in such a fantastic position depending on what his hand is. At the same time, the hand could be a bunch of dead chaff. So we're going to have to see what happens here. Managing life points is also going to be very impactful here. Both players are currently on 5000. If we pay, for example, 1000 or 2000 life points for Prima's effect, it's going to put us very, very low, which means we could get very harshly punished. Like, if we go all out to try and kill, and then our opponent has a Slime, that is, oh, so rough. But if it's not, we could get in for an absolute crap ton of damage. I don't know if there's going to be a lethal line here. Like, so we're going for double tribute, so we're not using Jamp Up at the moment. There's still a chance to use one later if we have one. We're going to tribute out the Prima that we already knew we had. Summon out a 1500. Activate the Jamp Start, presumably to gain another 1000 life points by search. Oh no, we're going for another 15 Beta, so we are going to try and make an aggressive push here. So does that mean we have 2 spell traps in hand and we're just going to set them? Set 1. Straight to battle. Okay, so no delay by the look of things. So we are going to get in for a bit of damage. It's not a ton of damage, but clearing the board is the most important part here. Keeping that card in hand is very interesting. That means it was either a normal summon or it was a boss monster. I can't see a reason to keep a spell trap in hand. We go for the Jamp Start. We'll get to put 2 cards back. Puts 2 cards back into the deck. Grab back, I can only assume it's going to be the Candy. Normal summon the Candy. We're also going to gain that 1000 life points, which means we're back to even again. Presumably, we're going to search out the Prima, but depending on the hand, we could also obviously search out the Jamp Up. Oh, so we're activating Jamp Up immediately without using the skill. So what does that tell us? We want to use the skill now, after we have a boosted monster, or we're just not using the skill at all? Okay, so I think what probably happened here is Sora has already gone through all of the Jamp Ups, and therefore did not want to just add a boss monster to hand to just kind of brick the hand up. So we're just going to go for this play instead. With no delay, though, that is actually really good. Getting rid of the Prima is so strong. Sora has already used the negate attack, though, so we're now all in on there being a slime there to keep us in this game. Only one monster, though, does limit the amount of power that can be gained from Prima Katana. So there is that as well. We still have that 1 card left over from the end of last turn, so there's presumably a boss monster or just a normal summon. Like Draco said, it could have been a Candy. It also could have been something like a Rhythmical. Like there's so many just regular normal summons that you just wouldn't bother putting down here because you want to get out the 3 big attack monsters. If the opponent doesn't have Jump or Prima, we should be fine. Well, it all depends what Dwan has. Which, I mean, you could say about any game ever, right? But 5 cards in hand, 3 cards on the field, 8 cards to work with to dismantle our opponent's 4. Realistically, a Jamp check will usually deal with this. Oh, so we're going to pay the 500 to flip the monster down, which does give us the option to either just cleanly attack over it, or we can bounce the actual monster itself. Both options are quite good here. We are going to go for the monster, because if we had a Jamp check, I don't think we'd bother doing that play. So now we're going for an attack, 2400 damage, and that is going to be it, because Sora does not, unfortunately, have access to the slimes. That's going to be a game for 1, and that means it's 1 all. I threw game 1 because I was scared of back row. I mean, it's one of those situations where if you don't respect the back row and you just attack into it, you could then also be like, I threw game 1 because my opponent had all the back row he needed and I couldn't clear it, right? It's very difficult sometimes. Like, in hindsight, it's like, okay, he didn't have anything. I should have just won. But in the moment, it is not the same. Game 1 I had Rick. So is that game over then? When they looked at the replays, it looked like it was 1-1, but I'm going to assume the game is Jova. I'll have to see who plays in the next one. So, Bismuth versus Draco Rush. Draco Rush obviously probably should not be here, but let's see if that gets fixed at all. Gozu's still waiting for his game against Ursus or the guy that beat Neo. I don't know if Neo's about. Neo is in the chat sometimes, but I don't think he is about today. Right, we'll have to wait until the next game starts. So far, this tournament's been pretty cool. We have seen a lot of Psychic, right? So far, I would be shocked if Gozu wasn't on Psychic. Gozu is the kind of player that seems to pick a deck and then just play it until the next format comes out. Previously, that was Machine, but I believe in the last 2 events he's played in, he has played Psychic. And again, going by previous trends, that means he's probably also playing Psychic. This was also Psychic. We know that Ursus is on Machine. We have no idea what this lovely person is on. Bismuth is probably, again, playing the Blue Eyes deck, like the Blue Eyes Monarchs, but again, we don't actually know. Bismuth is the kind of player, I think, that likes to main a deck, but also does swap off onto other stuff, like, you know, to try stuff out if he thinks something else is going to be stronger, so there's obviously that. Oh, it looks like we're going to see Ursus versus his opponent, who is on Cyberse. This is actually very good, because this now means that our spreadsheet will be a little bit more complete. So, no matter who wins this game, we should be able to fill in the loser into our spreadsheet. And speaking of, before we actually get super invested in this game, okay, so this is top 8. So unfortunately, we do not currently know... I guess we should know everything. I kind of want to watch this game. This is what I'm excited to watch. Bismuth versus Yellow, presumably. Oh, well, we've just been spoiled. We already know who's winning that one. Machine versus Cyberse. Again, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like... We're back. We're back to last format again. It's just Machine versus Cyberse. On the plus side, what that does mean is we can once again update our spreadsheet and say that Cyberse did make it the top 8, which is quite nice to do. Hello, Sakadetsu. Welcome on in. 1984? Is there a reason we've dropped 1984 in the chat? Not that I'm against talking about 1984. I'm sure it was a lovely year. No, things don't change. Things don't change in Rush, I see. I mean, the more they change, the more they stay the same, right? Because when you close your eyes, sometimes it feels like nothing's changed at all. Except that, you know, there's loads of Psychic going around. Other than that, it looks like, at least in this event, we haven't seen any Blue Eyes yet. We still haven't seen what Bismuth's on. And we also have not seen any Bubble Error yet. We haven't seen any SAR. We haven't seen any Rebels. There's still a lot of, like, stronger decks that we just have not seen yet. Machine versus Cyberse all along. Exactly. Unfortunately, we don't really care about this game. Obviously, we already know who wins, which does take a lot of the suspense out of it. I see that Pompeii Bastille reference. You ain't slick. Pompeii Bastille. Obviously, I know Pompeii. What is the Bastille part of that? Oh, it's a music video. I have not seen this music video, so I could not tell you. Alright, so now we just wait for the next game. So it's going to be Ursus versus Gozu. We also had this fix, now it's Bismuth versus Yellow. Dwan and Soromir apparently have still not sorted out their... Soromir wants to choose a game mat? Okay, I'm down. Alright, Soromir, what do you want? We don't have a Persona game, Matt. What kind of game mat are we feeling then, Sora? Are we looking for a mission? We're looking for an event? We got the shop, which there's nothing in here. And we got others. Why is shop empty? Shouldn't this have, like, all the ones that came with the stuff I bought? Nomad. We're going back to Nomad. Nomad it is. That is the Sora special. The chorus of the song goes, and if you close your eyes. Ah, is that that's the name of the song? I've heard that song hundreds of times. I have not actually listened or watched the music video or even know what the song's called. Alright, let's see if we've gotten into the next game. So this is Ursus versus Psychic. Is this top 4? Yeah, so it's Gozu versus Ursus. It's the Gersus game. Ew, ew. If there is no Persona mat, I don't want anything. Well, we don't have a Persona crossover yet with Duel Links, you know. Maybe in the future. Okay, we summon out the Aim Eagle. summon out the wolf. We're going to send both the graveyard to summon out a monster from our hand with 1,000 extra attack. Who's it going to be? It's Mirror Innovator. It's Gary Innovator himself. Here he comes. Putting cards back in your deck, boosting his attack. Joker is everywhere. So you want a Time Thief, Matt. That would go kind of hard. I mean, who doesn't love Redoer? Redoer's art especially is so good. That brought me back to the good old days. And Time Thief are coming to Duel Links. Exactly. We'll have to see what actually ends up happening with that. Do we have, like, literally none of the Time Thief cards yet? I'm pretty sure we don't have any of them. Because it's like, people were like, oh, you know, Melfi, when that comes, it'll be really cool. And people are like, we already have Melfi in Duel Links. It's like, we do. It's all the shit Melfi cards, but we do have them. Like, people are like, when are we going to get the good Melfi cards, you know? Redoer is basically Joker. I mean, yeah, you have to squint a little bit, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Alright, so Gozu has summoned out 2 bosses. We've summoned... So we're going to pay the 1,000 to gain 900 damage, which is going to be lethal. And that's going to be game 1 to Gozu. Oh, no. Listen, all the Ursus fans, I know you're all out there. It's one of those weird ones where I think that Machine is a deck that everyone would kind of like to see taken out back and shot. At the same time, I personally would rather see Ursus win this game than Gozu. I got to rep my boys. You know what I'm saying? I can say that because I'm not actually representing this tournament in any way. I'm just stealing the footage. How dare you kill Melfi Mummy garbage? I'm just saying, where's Joyous Melfi's at, right? Where's Puppy? Where's Catty? Take it out back at... Did that count? Did that count as a real game? Or was that the psychic brick that we all know and love? Stand on business. We hate Gozu out here, Lamau. We don't hate Gozu. We just don't really have an opinion about Gozu. Gozu is fine. He is a fine individual. I have never really experienced him or interacted with him in any meaningful way outside of good luck, have fun. Whereas Ursus is like, Ursus is a member of the community, man. He's there. He hangs out in the stream. He's always in all the community-run tournaments and is always very chatty and very friendly. Ursus is a goat. Where is Zeus? Who knows? Zeus will come out... Wouldn't it be really funny if you get to play as Zeus in Battle Chronicle World before Zeus comes out as a card? I would love that. I would love to just play every single duel as Zeus. And just sat like as a giant Gundam. I mean, I don't think anyone else has talked to Gozu in a meaningful way. The most Gran gets is him linking his PayPal. You know, that's a meaningful interaction. You know, I've never really experienced him as a wild out of context. You really have to experience Gozu to get the full package. Sometimes there are people that are more like enigmas than actual human beings. And you really have to just let it all kind of flow over you. Gozu is one of those creatures. And again, I'm not trying to bash Gozu. Gozu is obviously a great player. He keeps doing quite well in tournaments. He's never been rude. He's never been unfriendly. He's always been very Gozu. Zeus, best Melfi card. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The most I ever played Melfi's was I played a little bit of Melfi Pure. I played a little bit of Limited Melfi. And then I played some Tri-Brigade Melfi. And I really did enjoy the Tri variant. I think in Duel Links, you only use Melfi when you make full level 1-2 beast deck. Yeah, we need all the new Melfi cards, right? I know a lot of people try and put them in the same boat as the Pearly cards, because they're just also little cute things. Oh, we have the Jamp check. We are going to be able to hit the Recital. It's not impossible for Psychic to kill here with 5 cards. Like, it's not super likely. He'd have to kind of have the God Hand, but there is a chance we can just lethal through this. Obedience School OG style. I remember when Obedience School first released in Duel Links, and I was really trying to make that work as like just level 2 beast with like the, what was it, the baboons, like green baboon of the forest and stuff. Ooh, we have popped the defense monster. We are going aggressive, even with the rhythmical. We're just going to try and slam in for as much damage as physically possible. Damn, he milled the slime. Unfortunately, it's going to happen. There's not really much we can do about it. 5 cards in hand. See, this is where machines are always going to have their weird little... one of their weird little quirks. Machines can be very resource hungry. The only way machines gain resources realistically is with Bicorn. And that's just making a boss monster come out 1 cheaper. So we have found that, which is quite nice. But going into this turn with no sets on the field whatsoever does mean we only have these 5 cards to work with. Now we've basically turned it into 6 cards thanks to Bicorn's effect, which is pretty good. But even Gold Rush here doesn't actually plus us. It's just, you know, -1/+1. We've gone back even. But we are able to get out a 2500 boss monster and punish that 500 attack monster. Now that back row for Gozu still could be a very powerful trap card, but we'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately as well, we have to maintain 1 card in hand, which tells me that is almost certainly another normal summonable monster. So we do attack over, put our opponent into 3000 life points, which is not the end of the world. Psychic can obviously still pull this back, but Ursus is looking to be in quite a strong position. 2 2500 monsters is not necessarily super easy for Psychic to out. Gozu needs to have found a Prima or a Candy, or a Candy and a Jamp Up, so just a Candy basically. We need to find access to a Candy. I don't know if we have one in Graveyard already, I haven't been paying that close attention. But if we do, Jamp Up would get us there. Or Jamp Start even. Yeah, Jamp Start would get us there. If not, we've had to just hard draw the Candy. Now, statistically, you should be seeing a Candy 1 every 10 cards in your deck, right? You know, you have a 30 card deck, you have 3 copies of it. 1 in 10 cards, you should-ish find a Candy. We do have a Candy in Graveyard, so that means actually there are going to be at least 4 different cards, because we'll have 2 copies of the Jamp Start, 2 copies of the Candy. It's looking like Gozu has not found one, otherwise I think he would have slammed it down immediately. But let's not, you know, hatch our chicken or count our chickens before they've hatched. We have just put Candy back into the deck, which I believe there was only 1 in the Graveyard, which does mean that now our Jamp Starts aren't actually going to be live to bring that back. So that might end up being a bit of a mistake, because we've now basically gone from drawing 4 cards to get us going to having to draw 1 of 3 cards to get us going. Right, we now summon out the Melody. We summon out a 1500 vanilla, boost up to level 5, put it back, so now we can put that alligator back into the deck if we want to. Looks like we are going to do that. We still currently, on field, have no way to deal with this 25. We are going to summon out a 1500, and then we're going to tribute out the Prima Katana, which is a way for us to out. Now, the downside is we only have 2000 life points. So, although we can get in for 500, we can clear the board. 2000 life points is scary. If our opponent gets a Mirror Innovator, I mean, we know we at least have 1 level 7 engrave. I don't know how many we would need. Basically, he's going to come out as a 24. Possibly a 20 or a 34 if we have the Aim Eagle as well. Right, there is the back row hate. This could be huge. If that's a trap card, it was. So this could be Ursus's opportunity to end the game. Now, we do still specifically need Mirror Innovator, and we need to have enough, you know, attack points to boost. But, right, we are going to activate the Bicorn, so that means we do have a Light Machine monster in hand to tribute out. Putting them back in 1, 2, 3. So there was a level 4 and level 3 in there, which does mean that if we do get out the Innovator, it will be a little bit weaker. We are going to use the effect. This could be it, though. The fact that we're searching this out. If we do have the Innovator, this should be lethal damage. It's do we have the Innovator? It looks like we don't have the Innovator. We're just going to be able to set 2. Okay, this is now looking kind of sketch. Because which do you even clear here? If you don't clear The Prima, your board's getting outed no matter what. If you don't clear the Melody, he gets to, for free, get rid of one of your defenses. And we've just spent so much effort trying to just get 2 defense monsters onto the field. Ooh, this is looking very sketch. This is a game that could just end out of nowhere if just one of the players just draws a really good hand. Like there, a Mirror Innovator won the game for Ursus. Obviously, he didn't have one, so it didn't matter, but... This could go either way. Either way. The curse of recycling. Exactly. But now, if Gozu has opened a Candy, if we've drawn into a Candy here, we are going to be potentially in a really good spot. The only issue is, if we've just drawn a Jamp start, we have screwed ourselves. Let's see what he's got. I think you hit the Melody there. Had a fair chance to draw Candy for Prima anyway. Yes. I think realistically that is the way to go. It's just, if you don't hit... If you hit the Prima, there's also a chance your opponent just doesn't draw into a way to beat a 25. We have drawn the Candy anyway. We do add the Jamp up. We are going to straight away fire that off. So what does that tell us? The hand does not contain another boss monster that we want to be summoning, or that we can summon. So 37, that does mean that's currently 12 damage. If we boost it by an extra 9, we can get up to 2100 damage, leaving our opponent on 11. It's not going to be easy to find that 11 damage without a Melody. So I would probably just not going to bother with that. We are going to leave our opponent with 1 defense monster. We know one of these is an Aim Eagle. We don't know what the other one is. So we have hit an Aim Eagle. Let's find out where this game goes. 1900 life, 1 back row. I feel like once again, we're at the point where an Innovator could just end this game. Again, it depends. We have hit the back row again. It was a check. So it wasn't a trap card this time. We do have Gold Rush. 1 mirror and it's over. Yeah, I haven't been keeping like close track of the graveyard, but I'm pretty sure we've got to have at least 2 7s in there. Aim Eagle off the top! Oh wait, we just searched it. We just searched it. It's me being silly. So this is going to be plus 1000 on an Innovator. This has got to be Innovator. Oh, it's not Innovator! Where are the Innovators? Gary Innovator does not want to come out to play today. Well, we had the Innovator anyway! Oh, it did not matter. It did not matter. So I think we had Lethal with just Innovator, but like having both of them is so good. Alright, let's have a quick peek over here and see what's going on. So we still haven't seen what's going on with Bismuth yet. I really want to spectate this game. Like, I really want to see what decks these two are on. But I don't think we're going to. Dwan can tell us what this deck was. Because Dwan's a pro. He'll let us know after his game's over. But I don't know if Bismuth's going to let us know. I'll have to ping him later on Discord if he doesn't. Okay, we've got Tough Striker. We've got 2 Avant Wolf. That is a lot of attack points on the field, but it is 3 attack position monsters. If we are playing the Essel and we get lucky, we could get a crap ton of damage in it. But are we playing Essel? Are we going to get lucky? Are we the biggest sack in the world? Probably not. You never know though. Set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. Are we going to go for the set 5? Do we have the set 5? We do not. We're going to pass the turn. Hello, Quick. Also, we haven't welcomed Parko in or Mungus. We're just doing a really bad job as a streamer today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. 3 monsters. We just go straight to battle with 5 cards in hand. What is that hand? Is that a hand full of follow-up play, or is that a hand full of normal summons? Now a 4th Barrage of Steel. Always have more Barrage of Steels. Wait until we get Galactica... What's it called? Galactica Jamais Vu. We can actually start recycling spell cards. Or when we get Magical Stone Excavation, and we can just, again, start recycling spell cards. It'll be so crazy. Especially with these 30-card decks. We slam in, we slam in, and we slam in. Gozu has back row he can use. He's choosing not to. We're up to 5. Bro, please draw a back row. Ursus is not allowed to draw back row. It's part of the contract. What is bro drawing? Right, so that hand could have some other high-level monsters, and we're just saving them for later. Right, that is quite a common play. So, you know, it's not necessarily just a bunch of normal summons. Right, Gozu is getting proactive. We're discarding boss monsters, which means Gozu is probably bricked up on boss monsters, everyone. The Psychic Curse does raise its head once again. Is it Magical Stone a -3? Yes, it's a -2. It is definitely a -2. It's still really good, though. Getting back a Legend spell. Now, the Legend spells we have right now might not seem that great, right? But getting back Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, when we go into the future and we'll get some really, really powerful, like, Miracle Fusion type cards, such as Miracle Fusion, Seven's Wonder Fusion. Any of these cards that can just, for free, throw a boss monster out. Back row hate can be really good. Legend Strike lets you get a body and pop a back row, which is also really, really good because that's like a +1. So you -2, but then you +1, so you recoup some of the value. And a lot of the times there are very powerful spell cards that can just end the game. It looks like Gozu has bricked out of his mind, but I'm assuming a Jamp check is about to come down. And if it does, we're going to gain back a lot of life points. We do grab the Jamp up. We have to just throw down the Jamp up immediately. Does that mean our hand is that bad? Right, here comes Prima, 3700 attack. We are then going to activate the Jamp start. This is going to give us back our first 1000 life points. So we shuffle 2 cards back into the deck. We grab back the Candy, gain the 1000. We could then summon it, activate Jamp check, gain another 1000, look at both of our opponent's back row. That would be so, so good here for Gozu. He's going to OTK. I mean, he definitely could do. He needs check, though. We need check. We don't have check. We're just YOLOing. He must be bricked on high levels. There's no other explanation. What has he got in his hand? They must... So is Gozu on 5 boss monsters? Because if those were anything, if those were spell traps or monsters, you summon them. The fact he didn't play any of them tells me he's on 5 bosses. So Gozu is playing the bricky version of Psychic and outperforming currently all the other Psychic bros. Now, unfortunately, we did not have the Iron Onslaught to be able to close the game. But knowing that he must have 3 bosses in hand, we only have 2 draws that we know aren't boss monsters. And that's both of them. And that's the game. Ursus takes it. That was what? Was that 2-0? It was either 2-0 or 2-1. I want to watch this game now. Can we spectate this one, please? 2-1, 2-1, okay. Nothing's updated yet, so I assume these games are still going. I'll have to wait and see what happens here. Well, with that, we know that... Where did Psychic lose? That was top 4. So, Psychic. Which does mean... Well, it would be nice if we actually clicked on the right one. Which does mean that... Machines do advance to the finals. Now, I know people are going to have mixed feelings about that. But, we've got to root for our boy Ursus. We have to root for our boy Ursus. That's just how it goes. So let's see if Ursus can win the gift card. Meanwhile, we still have Bismuth in the event. We still have Dwan in the event. If Bismuth and Dwan actually both win and make it to the semi-finals, that does mean that we will have basically like an entire Western. I don't want to say like Western, because obviously, you know, Gozu is like Japanese or whatever. He's not. I don't really know anything about Gozu, other than he has like a Japanese name, so I'm going to assume he's from Japan. I have no idea though. Somehow won with no bosses. You don't need bosses sometimes, right? If your opponent just bricks hard enough. He obviously had 3 boss monsters in hand. But yeah, good job, Ninjetti Ursus, on making it to the finals. Let's see if you can win. Now, ideally, Ursus, if you could not actually win, because I don't want machines to go back to being the best deck in the game. So if you could just like throw finals just to make my spreadsheet look nicer, I would really appreciate that. Right, let's see if they've found them. They're not even finding another game. I need to, like, get in contact and become their, like, official English commentator so I can actually just get all these room codes. Can't escape machines. Never escape the machines. This has been quite an interesting event, though, so far. Again, I want to spectate this. If we could go and spectate this, please, that would be fantastic. Looks like still nothing. If we spectate this, I don't have to ping anyone. And that would be... That's the god result. Rip me. Oh no, Dwan, what happened? Yellow is typing in chat. Let's try and translate this. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we are going for the Bismuth game. Bismuth Ojama Yellow. This is what we want to see. Don't give up on Spellcaster. No one is playing Spellcasters. We are all Psychic bros. Also, everyone that plays Psychic seems to keep bricking on Psychic. This seems to be a trend, right? If you play Psychic, you are destined to brick. Oh, so Bismuth is almost certainly then playing his tried and tested Blue Eyes Monarchs. It looks like Ojama Yellow might be playing Royal Rebels. Now, this could be aggro. Could also be some other weird things like Royal Roman. But probably is going to be on the Royal Rebels. So, what do we think? That's a Mega Wilhel that we just set, possibly. Could also just be a non-discounted Blue Eyes Bright. Okay, so it is going to be Rebels. Royal Rebel Multi-Strike Dragon! Exactly. That is such a weird hand. So, Ojama Yellow must have opened 4 boss monsters. Like, what else? Why else would you do this? Now, potentially, we could have tributed 2 to summon out another boss monster, empty our hand a little bit, potentially clear that, but if it is a Blue Eyes or a Blue Eyes Bright, it doesn't actually do anything. So we are going to summon out the mini Wilhel. Look at that back row. If it's a spell card, we are going to get to pop. It is a recital. That tells us this is Trap Rebels. Trap Rebels, obviously a very strong variant of the deck, is a bit more defensive, but I suppose every version of Rebels is kind of defensive. I bricked game 1 on 3 spells and 2 tributes, but my opponent set 3 and summoned 1 monster. Then I sniped his back row with Melody. Next, used Check, and his last 2 back row with NA and Slime. No! Oh, I have been in that exact situation. I was playing against Voltalon on the ladder, and that exact situation came up, where I just checked, saw both the traps, and I was like, I have lethal if you don't have exactly both of these traps. And now there is no lethal to be had. It looks like Bismuth has found himself in a very strong position, but... So Ojama Yellow has bricked a little bit, which meant he had to take 3,000 damage for free, which does suck, right? So, like, this isn't necessarily super representative, because, again, ideally, in an ideal world, we don't just take half of our life points for free. But this should be a situation that Ojama Yellow feels quite comfortable in. If we're able to summon out 2 bosses, tribute both, and then summon out everybody's favorite Doom Metal, we are in such a strong position. We get to burn our opponent for so much, we clear his entire board. But do we have that option? We do have the buyer, which is heavily telegraphing that is going to be the case. Let's see what we have. We tribute both. I'm going to assume this is going to be Doom Metal. Now, is Bismuth on, and has he opened Prison? He has not, so we get 1,900 damage in. We are currently 1,600 away from lethal. That would basically just be an Archfiend Soldier. This is obviously one of the downsides of the Royal Rebels, is our plays are very resource intensive, which means we can't end on a particularly strong board, but 2,500 set 2 is still okay. If that set back row is a spell card, Wilhel is going to get a lot of value. If we're able to summon Mega Wilhel, which we should have at least 1 more copy, that's also going to be really... Oh, it looks like we are going to have access to it. Oh, that is so good! So now we can get back our big Wilhel and force our opponent to send one of his 2 monsters to the graveyard, which is so strong. If we have a way to clear either the set monster or the Royal Rebels Doom Metal prior to the battle phase, we could be in a very strong position here. If not, we could just grab out, let's say, a mini Wilhel, and then, okay, we're putting big Wilhel back into the deck, so that tells us we're getting mini Wilhel. So we're planning to pop whatever spell card we take. Here it is going to be everyone's favorite legend card, Monster Reincarnation. We're going to add back the mini Wilhel, probably just immediately tribute over. I don't think we can afford to let him keep that Monster Reincarnation realistically, no matter what. We are going to get to pop, but now the question is, where do we go from this? We have 4 cards left in hand. We know we have a Mega Wilhel in the deck, which means we still could have a Mega Wilhel in the hand. It looks like we do have one, so we did just have the second Mega Wilhel. Now, almost certainly, Ojama Yellow is going to get rid of the defense position monster, which we have done. 2,400 staring down to 25. Oh, that is so good for this situation. Wilhel's main downside is it only has 2,400 attack, which means it can have difficulties clearing 2,500. Being able to shuffle 3 monsters back into the deck is really powerful, because that means Bright is now back online to be searched with the skill. That does also mean we now have another copy of Kyberman in the deck, which we could also draw into, once again, to trigger said skill, as well as the fact we flip that monster face down, and now that 2,400 attack can be used to great effect to clear a 2,000 defense. This is one of the reasons why Wilhel is so bad against the mirror match, because Blue Eyes Bright Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon have 2,500 defense, so even changing them to defense mode does not actually help you in that kind of situation. What Bismuth has managed to do, though, is make a board of 5 cards, including a 2,400, I should say, sorry, boss monster, which is not too bad. Now, again, we could just out this with a Doom Metal play, but we do have a fresh hand of 5 cards. We have no back row on the field whatsoever to help us with our plays. We have also just shuffled 1 copy of Doom Metal back in. I believe we've seen 2 copies of Heavy Metal and 1 copy of Doom Metal, 1 copy of Invasion in the graveyard. It looks like we were unable to make any kind of play. We do not have the boss monsters we need right now. Wilhel check his balls. Exactly. Soromir, got him. Go Blue Eyes. Tomato's gone full commentator mode. I mean, it's fun to commentate. Commentating is always an enjoyable experience. And yeah, of course, I had lethal that game if he didn't have exactly 2 traps. Yeah, unfortunately, that is just the way it goes sometimes, which, I mean, it sucks, but like, what else can you do? What just happened? I completely missed that. We've now got 2 face-down defense position monsters. If we just tribute over 2 of them and then set another one, we must have done. So we do just clear the 1 monster. So now Bismuth has realized that there could be a potential punish, so we have gone into full defensive mode to try and not get blown out by the Royal Rebels. This does mean that a Pierce Heavy Metal play is probably the strongest thing that Yellow could do, although I don't think we've seen Pierce or Stop Defense out of them just yet, so we'll have to see what ends up happening. You might drink more water so you don't get a dry throat. Actually, fun fact, if you're going to be talking non-stop for long periods of time, honey is actually the absolute best thing for you. Now, I do have some honey, but I'm not going to go downstairs and get it, so we're just going to wing it. The just for you, Paco, we will hydrate. We love grown men talking about children's card games. We're at a point now as well. Well, I don't actually know where Yu-Gi-Oh! Is on, like, the demographic. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is basically played by people who played it when they were a kid. So I feel like the demographic for Yu-Gi-Oh! Now feels like it's, like, 25 to, like, 40. Like, that seems to be where we're at. And then Rush gets even weirder, because Rush is obviously targeted towards children. But the people that play it tend to be people that played TCG and then have just transitioned over to Rush. So, like, it's a bit all over the place on what the actual demographic is for Rush Duels right now. Well, there he goes. We're just going to scoop it up. Bismuth does win, and I believe that was live, which means Bismuth has made his way into top 8, I believe. I believe. Shut up, nerd. I'm this close, Manicus, to timing you out again. I'm gonna do it. Don't think I won't. Right, so it looks like that is going to be the case. So Royal Rebels has, unfortunately, lost in a matchup that technically it should have the advantage in. So, you know, maybe this this Blue Eyes deck, maybe we've got legs. Just like Pokemon TCG. Pokemon TCG is so... They're on such different levels, right? Pokemon TCG is enormous, right? Compared to any other TCG, it is just so big. On top of the fact that the Pokemon franchise in general is ridiculously big. When we talk about Pokemon and you go to, like, tournaments, there are 3 different age groups for Pokemon, which is, like, so big. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically has 2 different age groups. Pokemon having those 3 different age groups is so different. Like, I've seen before, and that's across all of their different, like, things as well. So that goes for TCG, that goes for the VGC, that goes for Pokemon Go, that goes for Pokken. Actually, I don't know about Pokken. Maybe Pokken doesn't have the different age groups. I don't know if it's big enough. It's probably big-ish, but I don't know if it's big enough, you know? Latin Kings, let's go. And we'll have to see if Bismuth is able to close things out. With that, Bismuth will advance to play against this guy. You know, that guy. Pokken's dead. The thing is, Pokken is a game that was always going to struggle, right? But it is still Pokemon. So even though it's definitely dead compared to, I don't know, let's say other fighting games, it might be dead compared to, oh, definitely compared to, like, Pokemon TCG or Pokemon VGC. It's going to have a tiny slither of a fraction of the players that those other games have. But it's probably got enough players just because Pokemon, right? Now, I will wait for Yu-Gi-Oh! Fighting game. It exists, doesn't it? There's Jump Force, and there was also another Shonen Jump game where Yugi comes out of Bobo's head. But there is actually a game where you can play as Yugi and Kaiba in a fighting game. So, yeah, maybe pick that up. Pokemon Go, normal Pokemon, and Pokemon TCG, so is still free. Alright, let's see if this game has begun. Bismuth versus Guy. I don't know if anyone knows who this is. I don't, I can tell you that much for sure. That Jump Shonen game has Yugi and Kaiba, yeah. It's so weird, right, that you can play a fighting game and just be like, I'm Kaiba, Blue Eyes White Dragon, go, slap him. Use White Lightning, meh. Well, speaking of, Bismuth is doing his best Kaiba impression right now. Let's see what we do. So this is turn 1. We've summoned out a 3,000 and a 2,000 attack monster. So this is the patented Bricky Blue Eyes hand that has opened 2 boss monsters. But because effectively both of them have been treated as 1 tribute monsters, we have managed to get them all onto the field. Now, I'm going to go out on our limb and assume that our mystery opponent is playing machines. So this is the person that beat Dwan. Obviously, we don't know what he's playing just yet, I don't think. I don't know if the one mentioned it or not. Oh, we are going to give up a monster. What does that tell us? That is very interesting. That means those are two back rows we do not want to lose. Well, we're going to lose one of them either way. There goes Slime. So does that mean that last back row is going to be the negate attack? He's clearly on Volcondor. Oh, it's the Great Magnus. The player is Spacesaurus. He is my teammate in the Speed Leagues. Ah, his name's Spacesaurus. Listen, right? We have to collect all the dinosaur players. We have to just make this happen. That's right, Manicus. You got there on the third try. Okay, where are we going with this? We've only got one monster in defense mode. Which is so bad. We're basically taking 3,000 damage here if we don't want to use a back row. Oh, we are one of those players that does value having the Dark Magician Girl in Magnum. I'm never a big fan of that. Now, the value of Dark Magician Girl is that you get a 1700 defense monster. And I do see that that is not a bad play if you want to play the deck a little bit defensively. But I've just never really been a big fan. I personally would much prefer the triple Torna, triple 7's Axel road build. We are going to use the Elemental Road boost over the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Still only actually able to get to 3,000 attack, but thanks to this skill, being able to reduce attack, which it doesn't need that part of the skill, by the way. There's no reason for that, it just does that. We are able to clear it, which is pretty good. I was trying to teach Acceleration Gate about Magnum the other day. Yeah? We're going to activate the TSA. We're shuffling 4 cards back into the deck, including the Blue Eyes White Dragon, because although I think we'd rather leave the Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard, we are not able to, because we only had exactly 4 boss monsters in the graveyard. We're leaving 4 cards in hand. That is potentially huge. So that means Bisma either has a can that's ready to go for the crackback, right? This could be like 2 normal summons, 2 tribute monsters, or something along those lines. Or this could all just be a handful of normal summons. This could be a hand that has things like Soul Drake in it, which could also be really, really strong. But, again, we have just gotten rid of our Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is pretty rough. So we are going to try and clear the Mega Wilhel. That is going to go through, putting Bismuth down to 38. So now the question is going to be, are we going to find the Great Magnus? Bismuth does use the skill, puts a card back, reveals the Kyberman, does grab out the Blue Eyes Bright Dragon. Now the question is, are we going to immediately shotgun it? We're going to tribute 2, summon out the Blue Eyes Bright. We still have a Kyberman in hand, which means in the next turn, if we are able to put Blue Eyes Bright back into the deck, we can just search it out again, which is a very valid strategy. Looks like that is the plan we're going to go for. We have also just milled that Blue Eyes White Dragon. I would have liked to see that happen first before we set these monsters. Assuming one of these monsters is something like a Soul Drake, so that might have been a small misplay, but we'll have to wait and see when those monsters get popped or tributed. Our opponent is down to only 400 life points. This is looking very dire, especially since we have already lost that precious slime trap card. Let's see what our opponent has for us. We are going to take the skill. Send the middle piece of the big Magna. Where are we going with this? We've got to summon out something. It's going to start out in face down defense. It doesn't have to stay in face down defense. Are we flipping it up? It looks like we might not be. We might actually just chill. Oh, we are going to then tribute 2. Just summon out. Oh, this is interesting. I'm not sure what the value of making this play was. Why did we want to have 2 monsters on the field? I mean, what possibly... Like, this plays around, like, widespread, but why would Bismuth be on widespread? He's going to be on negate attack, right? Here comes Siesta Terrero. One, two, three cards back into the deck. He must have Reincarnation set and wants to draw more max pieces. But you could have just left the middle Magnum Overlord piece face down. Like, this deck doesn't really play piercing. By flipping up, we've now potentially put ourselves in a situation where we can just die. Now, again, we do have those 3 back row. We don't have Slime, but we still could have a negate attack back there. We are going to flip up Kyberman, activate Kyberman effect, cheat out Blue Eyes Bright. We cannot, however, use the skill. We don't need to, but we can use the skill. We can't pop. We cannot pop with the Blue Eyes Bright. It'll give us 2 chances to kill it and just get lethal damage in, but I'm expecting a negate attack. Yeah, there is the negate attack. And it's been in the middle this entire game, I believe, ever since the very first turn when he chose to give up one of his monsters instead of one of his back row. It's the Great Magnus! Here he comes! We activate the effect, boosting our attack to 6,500. We declare an attack into our opponent's negate attack. Now, this is not over, right? Because again, Bismuth can just change everything to defense if he doesn't have the out, but he should have multiple ways to out this board. All he needs to do is find Burst Stream of Destruction, Talismanic Seal Array, or Tribute to the Doomed. If we have any of those cards, we are golden. We have already used 1 Talismanic Seal Array. That was possibly 2 Talismanic Seal Arrays. We are going to use Mega Will... If we have a second Mega Wilhel! No way! There's no way we have the second Mega Wilhel. No way! Thank you for the follow, by the way, Ollie Zero. Welcome, welcome. Tributes the Mega Monarch! Summons the Mega Monarch! That's all it takes! There goes down! That is gonna be Bismuth taking the game! That is so ridiculous! We needed exactly double Mega to end there. 1 Mega doesn't do it. You needed exactly 2. That is so ridiculous. Of all the ways to close out the game, of all the ways. Like, if we just had, like, a Tribute to the Doomed, if we just had a Burst Stream of Destruction, it's like, oh yeah, you just drew the 1-of, that's fine. It's whatever. TSA, yeah, it's fine. But, like, to specifically have double Mega Wilhel is such a ridiculous way to win the game. That is so cool. Can't Blue Eyes Bright pop it? It cannot. It can only pop level 8 and lower monsters, unfortunately. Clutch, common, TPC win. Only level 8 or lower. Yes, exactly as Ursus stated. Okay, Bismuth with the set 5. Set 5 as well, I just want to say, set 5 seems so rare these days. It's so rare that I actually get to set 5 myself, or that I see my opponent set 5. So often now I see set 3s and set 4s. Which, like, there's no reason for. Like, it's not like people have started, like, putting less spell traps in their deck or something. It's just... we just keep opening a boss monster. Even though we play, I feel like, less boss monsters than ever. What's up, Tomatosaurs? We're watching a live tourney. Yes, JD Scrub. Welcome, welcome. We are watching the Angel Cup. We did play in it earlier, and we scrubbed out. But everyone else in chat also scrubbed out, except for Ursus. So, now to be fair, I think we did scrub out maybe a little bit earlier than other people. So we are going to get the free pop. That is both Legend Spell and Legend Trap gone for Spacesaurus? Spacesaurus? I'm sure that was his name. Spacesaurus. Already, which is not looking good. This could be Blue Eyes going to finals. If Blue Eyes does go to finals, that means we'll be fighting for either the second Machine win or the second Blue Eyes win in this format, which is very exciting. Marty's scrubbed out because he's not a true believer. Marty's scrubbed out because he cannot open a hand that is not full of psychic boss monsters to save his life. Alright. We have something face down there. Are we going to get to see what it is? Potentially. No, we go straight to battle, and we're just going to swing over for 300 damage. That does represent 1500 damage on board, though. If Bismuth does have access to Mega Wilhel, we could be seeing the end of the game. All we need is what? Like Mega Wilhel plus Blue Eyes Bright is just game. That's just straight up game. Tribute to the Doomed would do it. Burst Stream of Destruction plus some other stuff would do it. Because obviously Blue Eyes wouldn't be able to attack. So we put 4 cards back into deck, reduce this by 800, which means that will go down to a paltry 700 attack. So that now represents 2300 damage. We're only 2000 damage short of just ending the game. My guess is we open that spot up so that we could set something in its place. Oh. Okay, so that is probably Mega Wilhel then. I think we probably... Yeah, because assuming that's a Mega Wilhel and the card in hand is another Mega Wilhel, then we could have Mega Wilhelled, he would have just given up the attack position. Mega Wilhel, he gives up the defense position. Then we only actually get in for 3000 damage. So... Oh, what the... Wait a minute. So we could have... Oh, yeah, I guess that still wouldn't be lethal without... We kept the card in hand. I suppose that could have just been a spell trap. So we could have popped the monster, swung over both, and then have nothing else. So we are going to use the Mega Wilhel. This does represent lethal if we can just summon out another Mega Wilhel. So we did predict we were going to see the double Mega Wilhel, and that means he probably did end with a Mega Wilhel in hand at the end of the last turn. So that's just lethal. There's nothing we can do about this. Like, this monster cannot physically have enough defense value, and that is going to be 2-0 to everybody's favorite Latin King. And that does mean Overlord does have to retire in the top 4 in the semi-finals. So that means the grand final is going to be Bismuth versus Ursus. So that is a double Westerner final. Now, I don't know... I'm not going to like speak for these people. I don't know if Bismuth and Ursus are from Asia. They could be, for all I know. But they play in the Western events, and they have English names. So we're going to go with that. Or, you know, English characters in their names. They're not any kind of kanji or anything. Oh, this is becoming very interesting. So this is now going to be Blue Eyes versus Machine. Whoever wins this is going to literally double their tournament win rate, right? So if Blue Eyes wins, this will be 2 tournaments back to back that Blue Eyes has managed to win. If Machine win, this is not quite back to back, but they did win last, well, I guess a week ago. So this would be their 2nd win of the format, which is pretty big. Bismuth is from Chile. Well, you know, that's everything's west of something. Latin King, take the final for us. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if the Latin King can do it. What happens if Ursus wins, though? Does Ursus become the new king and Bismuth gets demoted to prince? I'm USA. USA, USA, USA. By the way, will you play that WCS format rush tournament on Saturday? I saw it. I didn't, like, look too much into it. Let me have a gander. Who was running it? Was it Angry Angel? Was it Now? Was it Apple? So I saw a while back it was posted that they were going to invite anyone that had, like, won an Angel Cup before or something. Looks like we're loading in. Ica Flower. I don't know who Ica Flower is. Where was it posted? Was it the Big Now post that was posted yesterday? Because I get very lazy with translating this stuff. Pre-WCS is this Saturday, but we are still recruiting. There will also be prize money, so if you're interested, please come. There will be a delivery on the same day. Oh, is this the tournament? Is this it here? I mean, I might. I'm not, like, against it. Saturday is a bit of a weird day for me, though, so maybe not. I'm not sure. Saturday is, generally speaking, my day off. Like, I don't work Saturdays at all. So, I tend to like to keep it free. But, if I've got nothing else on, I could do that anyway. So, Ursus versus Bismuth. This looks like we've had a very interesting open. We're on turn 3, unfortunately, so that is not going to represent much outside of filling the graveyard. 2 bosses in the graveyard already. We did send one there ourselves, which does imply we have another one. I'm going to assume we have a Mirror Innovator here. There it is. We can make this Mirror Innovator very big. We have 2 7s, and I presume a 4? We do have the 4, which is going to boost all the way up to 42. Unfortunately, it looks like that's as far as we're going. Yeah, we're going to have to just set this card down, which, I mean, it does suck. Now, obviously, we could have got the extra 1,000, I believe, but I don't think it would be worth it, because then we would have had to leave, like, a 1,000 attack monster on the field. Without, like, going back and, like, seeing that entire turn all over again, it's hard to call. I think we had another light. Maybe we didn't. Set. So just setting multiple cards and not having any follow-up into a 2400 attack Piercer can be kind of scary. We do have, however... It's very weird how this works out, because we've hard drawn the Blue Eyes Bright, but we effectively had 4 ways to get to it anyway, because we do have these 3 copies of Kyberman, so... How did you play today, Tom? We played quite well. I'm quite happy with how we played. We managed our card advantage quite well. Unfortunately, we did brick quite a lot, so we didn't end up policing particularly well, which is a shame, but it is what it is. Alright, we flip up the Aim Eagle. We're then going to normal summon out the Essel, which will mill. Okay, we're just not going to bother milling. We don't need to. We will send them both to grave for Aim Eagle effect and summon out everybody's favorite Gold Rush. We're then going to set a couple of cards. Gold Rush does threaten to kill this Blue Eyes Bright. We will declare that attack and get in for the 1,000 damage. Bismuth down to 2,800 life points. We still do have 2 cards face down, which means we have 7 cards to play with this turn. There are still plenty of hands that can put them into a more favorable position. There aren't that many hands that could kill, right? When we're looking at something like Psychic, oftentimes we have to sit there and go, well, he could just end the game. But in this kind of situation, that does seem a lot less likely. I think it's quite safe to say that Blue Eyes Monarch is more of a control style deck. You want to slowly pick away at your opponent's resources. You want to slowly build up a board. We don't really care about OTKing our opponent. We're just going to get in that damage where we can, and we are generally quite good at punishing when our opponent does leave their board open. The Blue Eyes White Dragon, however, does get stopped by the Widespread Ruin, leaving Bismuth with an empty board of monsters. Now, we do still have those 3 back row. We should know whether or not 2 of those cards have a delay, which means if we did have a delay, we know that we have to pop one of those 2 if we had the option. If we didn't have a delay, then we know that we have to pop the one on the far right. So let's see what happens here. We are going to use the Bicorn effect, tribute it off to summon out the Tough Striker. 2 2500s. This is already more than lethal on board. 3 2500s. Looks like we do not have any back row hate. We are going to see something. So there was a delay previously, unless that was a fresh set. I'm pretty sure we left both of them down. We'll have to wait and see. That is the slime used, though, which is pretty big. Maybe next time you play some ranked games to flush all your brick hand out of the way before you jump on the tourney. It's one of those weird... I might just... Part of me just wants to, like, stop playing Psychic and play something else. But, like, I feel like the hands I've been having aren't because of Psychic, right? It's just because we just draw a bunch of bosses. So it's like... We've even cut the bosses down to just 4. Like, 4 bosses, I feel like, should be... Like, we should be struggling to find bosses more than we're opening 2. And yet, for some reason... Right, we do drop down the Boltricorn. We mill 1 to turn off that back row. Now we can take a look at that back row and see what it was. It is slime. It is already turned off, though, so you don't have to worry about it. But extra information is still obviously going to be very, very powerful. Just use the hand test tool in-game. You know, does that fix it, Hans? Is that the trick? Summoning out the Kyberman. This will let us cheat out a Blue Eyes from our hand. We bring out the Bright Dragon. 2500, which can get boosted. We are going to pop that last back row. We do already know it's slime. We're going to use the Bright to mill 1, 3000 attack, so we can clear 2 of these monsters, but this is not lethal. This is nowhere near lethal, and this doesn't even actually clear the entire board. So, Ursus does seem to be in a really strong position, especially if Bismuth goes straight to battle and doesn't get rid of that last card, which he is. The Brick Eyes White Dragon is doing its thing all over again. We have opened too many high-level monsters. This is always going to be the weakness of the deck, even though for some reason in tournaments lately, we have not been seeing Blue Eyes bricking whatsoever. They seem to draw the exact perfect ramp hand every single time. And there is the Aim Eagle. Activate the effect, send it and Essel to the graveyard. We are going to cheat out any machine monster from our hand and boost its attack by a whopping 1000. There is Gary Innovator, everyone's favorite machine boss monster. Activate the effect, shuffle 3 cards back in, up to 5500. That is lethal over just the Wilhelm. We don't even need anything else. 3500 damage on board is absolutely insane. Bam, there it is. That is going to be game 1 to Ursus. I opened my 4 bosses today, so it happens. It happens more often than it should. Like, statistically. Like, but there it is. Or put out 5 cards you want in hand from your deck and then put them back to trick the computer to give them to your starting hand. It's always about tricking the computer. That's the trick. That's always going to be the way that we win. Alright. Game 2. Game 2. So, Ursus is up 1 game. If Ursus wins here, we get to see Machine Supremacy for another format. If Bismuth wins here, we get to see Blue Eyes take over Rush just like it's taken over Speed. Now, to be fair, Blue Eyes hasn't been seeing much play in Speed as of late, since like the last couple of formats, but it's still an ever-present threat. Okay, so we are going to grab out the Aim Eagle. Obviously, Aim Eagle doesn't do anything here. Bismuth has opened what we can only assume is 2 boss monsters. We are going to start dismantling that board by hitting a TSA. Tribute 2. Summon out. It's Gary. He's back. We're going to activate Gary Innovator's effect to put 1 card back into deck, and that's going to be the Aim Eagle. We're not going for power. We're going for consistency by putting back the extra tool into our deck that will let us fix our hands. Now, Bismuth still has 2 cards in hand. We can assume they are both boss monsters. And presumably, we're ending the turn. If we had Little Wilhelm, I think we just summon it. So that hand has to be a combination of Mega Wilhelm, Blue Eyes Bright, and Blue Eyes White. It has to be a combination. Now, on one hand, we do keep saying that Blue Eyes is a bricky deck, but it doesn't seem to have been bricking as of late. So this is a sign of the deck actually doing what it should do on paper, right? On the other hand, the grand finals of a tournament being decided by a brick is really anticlimactic. Now, the game isn't over yet. Obviously, there's still some other bits and bobs that can happen here, but it's not looking great for Bismuth right now. We are going to get him for that 25, dropping our opponent to 1900, which is looking a little bit spicy. We also do have only 2 cards we can use in the hand. So if we haven't even just drawn 2 normals, right, we've drawn a Wilhel, right, baby Wilhel gets to look at a face down. Now, presumably, we have to have a Mega Wilhel in hand. We have to have at least one. There is no way we don't have at least one Mega Wilhel. Now, it's not unlikely that we have a second. Right, there's the second. It is now impossible that we have the third, because we can't have it. We physically can't if we're playing Blue Eyes Bright, which we're playing Blue Eyes Bright. Do you allow to toggle off in tourney? We do. Right, so in tourneys, yes, you are allowed to toggle off. But there is no way toggling off will prevent your opponent from knowing you have an activatable back row. Because even when toggled off, there will always be a minuscule delay of about a second on the timer. So if you're paying attention, you will always know if your opponent has an activatable back row. Alright, well that was the best Bismuth had, but so many hands do this. And there it is, there is lethal on board. So that is going to be it for the tournament. Ninjetti Ursus is our champion. Well done, Ursus. That is going to be Machine as the champion, and we will have Brick Eyes as our second place finish. So no new decks making it into the top, which is a little bit disappointing, right? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little bit disappointing. Is there anything else we want to mix up with this? I think we do this, and then we do this. That should change things up a little bit. So with that, has anything changed? Psychic still has the biggest chunk of the chart. Machine has now overtaken Bubble Error. Machine has now overthrown Bubble Error as the second best deck in the game, which is a bit of a shame. But this doesn't blow out our expectations, right? We kind of expected this to happen. It was always going to happen either way. This machine makes Machine look good, but a win on a brick is iffy. I will say, you're not wrong, but Blue Eyes is known as a bricky deck, right? So you have to have Blue Eyes bricking every now and then. Otherwise, it's not fair to against Blue Eyes. Does that make sense? Like, Blue Eyes should be bricking every now and then, at least more than a lot of these other more consistent decks. So, you know. And also, it still did win 2 games, so there is that as well. Cyburst is slipping down a little bit. SAR also seems to have fallen off the face of the planet, so maybe that's just going to slowly die. Royal Rebels and Overlord have been creeping their way in, though. I believe that is Overlord's first top 4 position. Yeah, that is Overlord's first this format. So, they were unfortunate bricks. Yeah, I think, though, there is a bit of a difference, right? When you're playing a skill that forces you to play 7 high levels, I feel less sympathetic about the brick than if you're playing, like, 4 high levels and you brick. Like, if you're playing 4 high levels and you brick, what happened there? If you're playing 7, I understand, right? You're playing so many, it's going to happen sometimes. Now, again, there are ways to cheat stuff out, right? It's not like it's necessarily, like, 7 monsters that have to be double tributed to summon, but just like Ice Arc, you will sometimes just open a hand of a bunch of high-level tribute monsters, and that's just how it's going to go, right? Yeah, that is very interesting results. Again, Machine hasn't overthrown as the best deck in the format as of yet, because again, we still are seeing Psychic, Psychic, and Psychic. Like, we saw 3 times as many Psychic make it into top 8, but obviously, Machine is what won. And I believe it was Ursus that won Quantum Rush as well, so that's 2 wins for Ursus, so looking really good right now. But I suppose, again, if you bring Machines to a tournament, you're obviously going to have a leg up. Machine is obviously just such a strong deck still. But yeah, that's it for the tournament, I guess. So now, I guess we play Rush Duel. Now that the fun stuff's finished, the question is, what are we going to do? I think there was one deck that we were wanting to play, and that was Dark Magician. I kind of want to see how it plays, but at the same time, I don't know. Does this even look like a fun deck to play? I don't really like Dark Magician's Curtain. I think it's kind of crap. What happened in Angel Cup? It was won by Machines, piloted by Ursus. Make a room for your dear viewers. I mean, do the viewers even want a room, would be the other thing. Because Sora, it could just be me and you playing for eternity. I don't know, this deck looks so mid. How far did you get? What was top 4? We lost immediately. We didn't even get to win one game, so we just bricked out of our ass. Well, we won a game, we didn't win a match. Who else do you need? Good players. But, can we see top deck? Well, Angel, I don't think has posted it yet. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure it won't be posted yet. No, Angel hasn't posted it yet, so we have to wait until that gets posted before you can see it from me. Unless Ursus wants to share it. That's up to him. Now, the tomato effect has reared its head again. It happens. I think for now we're just going to jump in and play a couple of ranked games. I think that's the play. Feel free to snipe us on the ladder. We're only playing a really bad deck anyway. We're playing Dark Magician. I think, realistically, I think we're going to take out the Dark Magic Curtains, but I feel like we need to play a few games with Dark Magic Curtain, right? I feel like that has to happen. We can't just not. Alright. Probably... Okay, so this is Blue Eyes or presumably Blue Eyes or Harpies. Sniper incoming. Could be a Japanese sniper. You know, about our Japanese viewer base. Hey guys, we opened Dark Magician. Undefeated. Do we just retire the deck, guys? Is that it? Is that us done? We might never win again. Dark Magician, undefeated deck! Imagine the pog on the thumbnail. Alright, let's jump into another game and see if we actually get to play the game this time. Fingers crossed. Jonathan! Alright, from Jerusalem. Win streak 7? Bro, I'm queuing up with Dark Magician. Don't put me against win streak 7, man. Well, we're going to set these. I do think Voltricorn is probably more valuable than Bicorn, especially when we have like so few cards to work with right now. Watch him drop an Essel immediately. Right, I'm calling it now. Essel. Let's go. Essel. 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 No Essel? Come on, we've got to have the Essel. No Essel! Double boss in hand, then, presumably. I mean, that's funny. I guess we go for it either way, right? Like, what else are we going to do? We'll go Essel, activate the effect. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Drop the boy. Do we throw this away so early? Yeah. Considering this hand, I think we do. Set 1, set 2, activate. Now, do we want the piercing? We probably do just want to go for the piercing. Oh, 31. And the 12. And the 15. Alright. 200 life points. Not looking too bad right now. We got really good back row as well. So how is this going to all fall apart? How is our house of cards going to come tumbling down? Dragon don't play Essel? Oh, it depends on the style of dragon, right? If you're playing, like Gear Strike. Pretty sure... Yeah, Gear Strike can play Essel. And just get rid of my boss monster, you jerk. Well, he's got 700 attack. Let's go. Aim Eagle. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Summon. Dark magic curtain, go! 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey! Hey, I'll take both. Why not? 1, 2. Then, yeah, sure, we'll just do this. Dark magic attack! Now, 1,000 knives! Destroy his card! Dark magician! 7 win streak! Oh, that one's getting a save. That was just funny. Sometimes it just works. Sometimes... By the way, where was this RNG in the tournament? Right? We just slapped down. Right, we got an advert. We'll wait for that. Wait for the advert. It's... Oh my god. How are we this lucky when it doesn't matter at all? How on earth? Well, looks like there's a new Rush Duel tournament up for Quantum, so we'll go and sign up for that quick before we forget. No, don't make me click cars. Alright, we've gotten into the Quantum tournament. So yeah, anyone wants to play in a Rush Duel tournament today, there is a Quantum Rush that is happening later on. So I'll link that in chat. There you go. Quantum Rush happening today. Everyone should sign up. Sora's name's gone back to being a nice colour I can read. I don't know how, but it has. Me when I live and learn. Exactly, Sora. Exactly. I can't believe that we literally summoned out like the worst card in the deck and just sacked our opponent into oblivion. Like that is never going to happen ever again. Rice, that is excessive. Nah. Always link things 3 times when you're the streamer. That's how it works. Oh, it's Yogi. If I recall correctly, Yogi is a strong player. So let's see what we've got here. He's going to see win streak 2. He's going to be like, oh no, my opponent, he might be playing something good like Blue Eyes Monarch or something. Oh yeah, look at how bricked up we are already. I don't even know what gets us out of this, to be honest. Like, what possible card, like one card could we draw here? Are we even playing Essel? We are playing Essel. Yeah, this is what we need. We need to find this off the top. That gets us, like, into this game really well. By the way, as well, we only have 6 spell traps in this deck. We have opened 2 of them. That doesn't really help us. Right, how does our skill work exactly? Let me read this again. So we can reveal that in our hand. And then we can send the Dark Magician. We're probably just sending the Dark Magician to the graveyard, right? So we do this. We'll add this to our hand. We'll send Dark Magician to the grave. We're going to set. I'm going to tribute over and summon this. Then we're going to set, go to battle. Yeah. And we'll pass. I'm sure we're fine, right? This is only Psychic, right? This is only like a tier 1 meta threat deck. We'll be fine. Like, what could he possibly do other than absolutely annihilate us in every way, shape, or form? Well, that's not a great start for us. Imagine we somehow win this game, though. Right? That would be like the greatest comeback story of all time. Now, I don't think that's likely to happen. But if we can all just join hands in prayer, maybe we can make a miracle happen. Is that Siesta Terrero? They can always disconnect. The alternate win con. 2,500 alone on the field. Too strong. Well, if he didn't have... Wait a minute. Oh, we're going to summon up Melody. That's why we're doing this. So, we still don't have 3 monsters in the graveyard yet to actually flip this down. So you actually still can't out this at the moment. Set. Right, Tribute 2. Summon out Prima. Where are we going with this? Can Melody put one back in the hand, hit this. Joke's on you, I didn't want those cards anyway. Set. Set. Is that it? That's it? Okay. In which case, how do we want to start this? I guess we'll go Crafter Drone. Activate the effect. I don't think we need... we'll just get rid of the other Crafter Drone. I mean, that's kind of funny, I guess. I guess we'll go Essel. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. I think we're going to just summon out the Crafter here. Activate Crafter Drone, or activate Innovator even. We don't have to worry about too much here. I guess we'll just pop this back. Swing! Right, so he has an activatable back row. So he's drawn one of his 2. I don't really care about that. Alright. All things considered, our board actually looks a little bit better than it did last turn. We know what the card in hand is. It's another Melody. We have no face down cards for him to hit with Melody. So he'd have to draw into a... What? He'd have to draw into either... Torero? Man, if he hit a spell trap, by the way, when we're playing only like 6, it would have been very sad. Oh no, he's taken 100 life points so he can use this. And he's found the candy! Dark Magician Girl too thick to be out. Dark Magician Girl is too strong for Psychic. OG dual monsters are the strongest. Exactly. I mean, Blue Eyes did just come 2nd place in the tournament. Adds Jamp up. That's a little bit scary, because that tells me he must have drawn into another boss monster as well. Sends that. Oh no, okay, we're just doing this. Is this the only way we can out 25? Is that the... We still can't out this at the moment. He can't out the Crafter Drone! What is happening today? Alright. Summon. Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Normal. Set. Activate the effect. Put this, and this. That's what, 1,000, and then that would be, it's nowhere near lethal. So we're just going to clear this. We're going to clear this. He can Gamba. I don't mind him having a little Gamba. Why not dump Mirror of Craft? Because this is my follow-up for next turn. It was very unlikely we would have lethal. And having this as follow-up for next turn is really, really good if we don't just die here. Okay, so we're not putting any bosses back in. He's going to gain 1,000 life points back. Summon out the candy. Ready, shine. Bump it to level 5. Mills the Boltricorn. Ooh, that is actually huge. The question is, how many Melody are we on? Because we've got 2 in the graveyard already. Flips that down. Still has 1800 defense, so we're going to need a boss monster. What did we search with that? We searched nothing. Okay. Do we have another Prima in hand? Looks like we don't. Get him for the 13. And then get him for 18. Okay. Things are looking pretty good right now. We just need to not brick here. Now, we did leave this in graveyard specifically for this situation, so like, it's not looking great, but it could be a lot worse. In this situation, we have to discard this. We normal, we activate Icon. Put these back. Hey, right, if we didn't brick, we could have just won off of that. It was the correct decision, Soromir. Don't get salty. Alright, we'll activate Mechlod Mirror Innovator. Go 1, 2, 3. Up to 42. Oh, what's that? What was that, Soromir? Oh, keeping it in hand was the wrong decision. Oh, was that? Oh, did we just win the game? There we go then. Nice, easy win. Alright, well somehow, we're on a 3-win streak. Now again, the very first game straight up did not count. The second game, we absolutely sacked. And in that last game, I think our opponent got really unlucky. So I don't know if we can actually count any of these games so far. But it's funny. I'll say a curse word in chat. How to get banned, speedrun, any %. Balls. Oh, I'm hovering that finger over Purge. We're looking at it. It's you and Manicus today. You're the problem children. That's an interesting opening. Look who it is. I don't think we care about getting that into the graveyard, so I think we're just going to go for the Essel straight up. Come on out, Essel. Then I think we're just going to do this, you know. Mind you, I can get... Yeah, we'll go Magician Shuffle here. So we reveal we have the Dark Magician. We'll grab the Dark Magician Gold. We'll send Dark Magician to Graveyard. We're going to summon out the Crafter Drone here, because I just want to try and find something else. We're not necessarily going to. Okay. I'll distribute over this. Set. Go to battle. Swing! Oh no, negate attack. Oh no. Cyber Magician. There's our ace. He's also playing Dark Magician! He found both! He's sacking us now! Oh, bro. The match to end all matches. Smarto winning where it doesn't matter with decks that shouldn't win. Classic pro. So mean, lol. Level 5 reload. Here it comes. Dark magic attack kills our only good trap in the deck. Watch him also have 1,000 knives. Here we go. 1 of 1,000 knives. Let's go. Sevens? So he's just playing spellcasters. This is just spellcaster pile? Well, I now have a 3,000 attack monster. My opponent then reads Dark Magician Girl's effect and is now like, huh? Oh no, he's got TSA! He's gonna put his own Dark Magician out and then also weaken us extra. That was so funny. And then it just immediately got karma'd. I mean, we can mill 2. That's like nice we can accomplish here. None of that really does anything for us. We can get Dark Magician from the graveyard if we want to. That could pop the back row. I then would not be able to clear the whole board anyway. Putting more cards in the graveyard isn't like inherently bad right now. I guess we'll go for that. We've lost our slime. That's not great. I don't think just popping the back row is worth it right now. I think I'd rather just get this out as a 3,000 attacker. There's no point to put anything else in attack mode. Oh, I'm feeling like keeping the Bicorn is probably going to be better. Oh, it's not 3,000 because he got rid of his. That's fine. We'll just swing over this. And we'll just pass. Only Dark Magician can take Dark Magician. Exactly. Alright, Light Sorcerer of Sanctity is still fine. He still needs a 7 to clear over this as is. Is he going to have TSA? Is he just going to have drawn into a 7? We're going to use Magician Shuffle. Reveal the DMG. Add back the Dark Magician. Oh, then we're going to send Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard. That tells me he has found... Oh, his other back row, though, might actually just be the other Dark Magic attack. He's on Magic Curtain! The mad lad. And he had drew the 1,000 knives as well. He drew both for turn. He's the real Dark Magician. We're just a poser. Ow. Alright, we need to draw really well here. Otherwise, we're just kind of cooked. Alright, we go Magician Shuffle. We reveal this. I need this back from the graveyard. And then I need to send this to the bin. Then we're going to go for... Are we going to bother using Curtain? Yes, sod it. Why not? We're not really in this to win it. We're just going to kind of see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did not find the one Dark Magician Girl remaining in our deck. I don't care about the order. We can go back. Then we're going to summon out Essel. Don't really care about using Essel either. Mind you, how many... Oh, yeah, we have really not been milling our bosses, have we? Alright, we'll go Essel here. That doesn't really change anything. Nope, not that one. We'll Tribute 1, Tribute 2. Summon the Dark Magician! Go, Dark Magic Attack! 2 really good back row we just popped. I don't know if it's going to matter too much. We'll have to wait and see. So now we put some of these back into the deck. 1, 2, 3. Tribute over this. Oh, wrong button. I would like to not tribute my Dark Magician. Yes. This one. Yes, please. Activate Innovator's effect. Unfortunately, all we have is Wimps at the moment. Swing over this. I'm going to swing into this. It's probably a mistake, but we're on so little life points, I don't think it matters anyway. Oh, do we have all 3 DMG in graveyard? not even paying attention to that. 1, 2, 3. We do. We just lost the 700 for no reason. It's fine. We're not, at this point, we're not even playing to win. We're just playing to see what happens. Surely there's no way you're not outing the spawn. No, you're going to tribute. You're going to tribute. Like, anything does it. A Dark Magician girl would kill me here. Like, this is so easy, bro. You've got this. You've got this. We believe in you. Here we go. Oh, wait, why isn't it got the boost? Is it because his Dark Magician? Or, oh, Dark Magician's on the field! Oh, we summoned it! He doesn't have a 7, so we can't use Aim Eagle to end the game. We have to rely on this to end the game. We still have one more Innovator knocking about somewhere. Alright, let's go for it. Let's YOLO. We'll go ahead and use Craft the Drone. This is irrelevant now, right? Unfortunately, that is not going to end the game for us. Yeah, we've only got 900 damage. So we have lost the game. If we had... Oh, try not to yank out our earphones. If we had hit a Innovator there, that would have been the most ridiculously funny moment of all time. Unfortunately, we didn't do that. So, we will seppuku and concede the game. Again, it wasn't about winning or losing. It was about being the better Dark Magician, and I think we accomplished that in the end. I think we got there, right? He was obviously playing the way more base deck, because we're playing, like, the cringe machine stuff. But I think we inhabited the spirit of the Dark Magician more. 10 spell traps, brother. He's playing 3 monsters that can be summoned off of the Seven's Rogue Witch. This is... I mean, this list is kind of shitty. This is probably a very free-to-play list. I think that's what we're learning here. Unlucky first out. I mean, we tried our hardest, Sakadetsu, to throw that game, and we did manage it in the end. Alright, let's see what our next opponent has for us. Oh, it's going to be Cyburst. Ah, we got to play against a real deck? Well, I suppose we played against Psychic earlier. Without 3 machines in the graveyard, this one's kinda... Ooh. Is that free-to-play version? It looked free-to-play, but who actually knows? Technically, we lost to DM, so we're undefeated. I'm not sure that's how the math works out. That is not an ideal draw. Magician Shuffle. No matter what we do here. I mean, I could turn off a back row and then swing, but like he's going to clear it with anything because Cyburst has a really broken skill. I actually think it's better to just do this. Like, it seems kind of dumb, but like, even if we can clear one of his guys or we attack... I mean, presumably Ultimate Ultracorn could clear the other one as well. Chances are he still gets to make a double boss board anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. If it's face down and he doesn't draw a boss, we're actually in a pretty good spot because he can't clear. Let's see what... Okay, so he has a boss anyway, so it didn't matter. And it's the bad one. Okay. Straight to battle phase. Okay, so we don't take any damage here then. That's quite nice. I mean, we are playing 7 high levels, but like one of them gets thrown into the bin, so it's like we're only really playing 6. And one's already in the graveyard. So we only actually had 5. 2 of them are in our hand, so there are only 3 in our deck. And we did manage to draw into one of them. If we just pass, we die to, I guess, another boss monster. Like, just another normal summon probably doesn't kill us. I think I have to try and mitigate some of this damage. But if we draw another spell trap or another boss monster... Joke's on you, my back row is useless. Listen, right, Gary Innovator really wanted to come and hang out today. He was like, I just really want to be a part of this game. He didn't realize he was going to have this kind of role, though. I think he probably wanted to be summoned. I'll watch him use the skill, reduce that, summon out another boss monster. I'm calling it now. Oh, we're just not doing it. Okay, so Attrashoot. Attrashoot would have to get very big to actually get lethal. So, I don't think I have to worry there. Oh, we're not summoning another monster. Why do I keep getting given these freebies? Also, the factor on negate attack means we're only playing the one Attrashoot. Hold. Hold. Continue holding. Let's put all these bricks straight back in the deck where they belong. Now, unfortunately, we still could just die very easily. I think we have to clear this one. Why'd you call him Gary? It's just Gary. It just looks like a Gary. Particle acceleration. Oh, he's going to feel so silly when he sees my useless Dark Magician spell again. Talismanic Seal Array. What's that going to put me down to? That's 14 off, so he can get me down to 200 attack points if he uses his skill. Don't you ever call him Gary again? This is a threat. I mean, it's just Gary. He's just Gary. Nothing wrong with Gary. Are we going to use the skill? There it goes. Unfortunately, that is lethal. So we are dead. But we did okay. We did okay considering we had 3 Innovators stuck in our hand. He goes by. Gaz. Boy, Gaza. Well, unfortunately, that was kind of a non-game. So, let's go into another one and see if we can get a real game. A real game of Rush. With back and forth and interaction and people emptying their hands. Oh, it's another Japanese player. We're finding all of them today. It's Psychic. Okay. Let's see. Let us see what he has for us. This is not a going first hand game. We also can't even use our skill. Let's do this. Let's see what our opponent has for us. Okay, Salient comes down. It's just a 1500 guy. Tributes both on the first turn. Summons out Melody. Summons out Diviner. Goes for a draw. Gets a discard. Then we can activate the skill to boost up to level 5. We can then put it back in our hand, bounce a card. If he's paying attention, he'll hit the Tribute Monster, which is also kind of fine for us. We don't mind that Tribute Monster going back into the deck. He does not go for the Tribute Monster. Summons out the Diviner again. How has Zacky Boys not already been following? You've been here for months, Zacky Boys. How on earth have you not followed yet? Looks like he has a tough decision to make. Gets rid of the 1500 beta. So he could have summoned the 1500 beta, or he went for the Gamba. He actually won the Gamba. He shouldn't have won the Gamba, because we only play 6 spell traps in the entire deck. And then he takes 1200 damage for fun. There's Dark Magician go. Right, let's start out with this. Activate the effect. I think here we do just get rid of this. I mean, that's kind of funny. I don't know if it's actually super helpful, but let's go with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, we get a Dark Magician to hand. I'll take a free Dark Magician. I don't care about this order. We've got, what, 1 left in deck? I don't think that's probably worth doing, so I think we're just going to do this. Tribute 1. Tribute 2. Summon. Summon out Dark Magician, go. Summon out Avent Wolf. Go to battle. Swing over this. Swing over this. Swing over this. Alright, so far everything's looking alright. Watch time stats following. None of these works. It's because we only have the Stream Elements bot. Only that will do the things. Okay, we're using Start. We don't actually have Candy in the graveyard yet. Who is this? Is this Gary? That's Gaz. I'm not allowed to call him Gary anymore. What are we using later? Probably Psychic, but I mean, it's been a rocky journey the last few tournaments with the odd Psychic deck. Right, the alternate win condition has activated. If you want our exclamation mark stuff, we got exclamation mark YouTube or YT. We got exclamation mark Grand. We've got exclamation mark Quantum. Exclamation mark Shui. Exclamation mark Icy. We've got exclamation mark. Oh, what else have we got in there? Discord probably works. Do we have AC? I can't remember all of our commands anymore. There are commands. Remember, it's single elimination because Quantum hates us. That just makes it better. That's single elimination is just gambling at its finest. It's Trishalino. Okay. Ooh, Royal Rebels, you say? On a 5-win streak. I mean, this is probably fine. I'm going to get this out of my hand again, though. I don't like just having it in my hand. Let us see what our Royal Rebel opponent has. This could also be aggro, I guess. I'm not really sure. I mean, do we just do our machine impression against Royal Rebels? We just, like, get out an Innovator and start piercing over and that's it? Death Doom Requiem. Oh, don't summon out the 2k Defender. That one's kind of a pain. Genie's Fire Breath? Oh no! Why are we throwing that away? I don't really understand, but okay. I mean... let's summon out Dark Magician. Go, Dark Magician. Dark Magic Attack! I don't actually want to, like, go all in on this. Let's just do this. We're just gonna swing. We don't need to go crazy. We could apply a bunch of pressure, but if he just finds another Doom, it puts us in a really bad spot. We also know that he can only have one really good trap card left, which is quite nice. So that's a back row. That's a monster. Pass. I mean, at this point, we're just kind of waiting until we find the Mirror Innovator, right? I'd like to have some back row. Obviously, I'd really like to have Mirror Innovator. What's the name of this song? So this song is called Still Alive. You might have been able to pick up on that by the lyrics, but you never know. Phaser. So the fact we're getting back a second tells me we probably just got another Doom in hand. Which means we played around it magnificently. No? Oh, okay. Hey, it's Innovator. I actually kind of want to sit on Innovator for now. Since he's done this play specifically. This is where it gets tricky. It's like, do we just summon out? Right, we're gonna get a little bit cheeky, I think, because I don't want to leave him with both of those monsters on the field, because then he can do a really annoying play. So we're gonna do this. Activate Innovator. Put this back. Go to battle. Swing into this. Swing into this. So if we leave both of those there, he gets to very easily go for a heavy metal play without having to use the skill, which means he can get a direct attack in for like 5,000, which is something we really don't want. Now, the problem is, by doing this, we've left ourselves open to a Doom metal play, but I feel like no matter what, we leave ourselves open to something. It's just now like, we have to just guess what the something he's going to draw into is. Since it's back to this, I think we just tribute set this. Just so once again, we're not in a situation. What's going on, music? There we go. We'll activate Innovator again. $2,800 damage. You've only got 400 left, my friend, and I have another Pierce. So he has to do something now. He has to get proactive. I would really like to have some back row, but again, we only play 6, so it's our own fault that we don't have it. Okay, Buyer will let you get up to 5. We also put Doom back in the deck, so this does tell me he's probably looking for a heavy metal play. We do use DDR, so now our direct attack against us has to be a maximum of 25, so we're not too worried about that. Tributes 2. Does summon out the... Okay, so again, we kind of forced him to do this. He probably didn't want to do this, but like... What else can he do? Swings over that. Oh, if he attacks... No! Oh, if he attacked with the other one, that would have been so good. We would have just won the game. Innovator off the top's kind of nice. Right, let's go craft the drone. Activate the effects. Don't think we're using you either way, so we are just going to discard this. That doesn't change anything, really. We'll activate Essel. Alright, so there's a chance that that new back row he set will stop us, but, like, there's also a chance it won't. And I think either way, having one monster in attack is something we were always doing anyway, so, like, nothing really changes here. Put those back. Doesn't really matter, does it? We'll swing into this. So he has drawn negate attack. Oh, he drew that for turn. Okay. We're still okay. The problem is that he could do a lot of damage. If he has Tribute to the Doomed as well, instead of Monster Incarnation, he could kill us. So the strengths of the deck is the machines. Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? I mean, like, the Dark Magician stuff doesn't really do much for us. Okay, so there goes the heavy metal. So he's going to go up to 49. 49 should be the maximum we take here, unless he has something like Tribute to the Doomed. But with that, that's all of his good traps gone. So all we need to do is draw into any boss, and we win the game. We've got 5 chances. How many bosses do we have in deck? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the graveyard out of our 7. Which means we still have 3 in the deck. Are you actually not going to be able to clear? Okay, thank God for that. I was going to say, there is no way you weren't going to clear. Right, we just need to see one of our 3 bosses. That's about a 1 in 5 chance. There's the bosses. So we'll go Boltcorn, activate the effect. Target that. And then we'll summon old Gaza. Here he is, it's him, it's Gaz. And that's gonna be the victory for our really silly Dark Magician Innovator deck. I don't even want to call it machines, it's just Innovator. It's just Innovator. So my question to everyone in chat is, what is everyone who's playing in Quantum going to be playing later? Obviously, we already asked me, and I kind of said, probably Psychics. I don't know what everyone else is going to play. I assume Ursus is going to be back on the machines again. Show list. You want to see the list? Oh, this is the guy that beat us earlier. What was this guy playing? This was the Dark Magician guy, right? Yeah, we can show you the list, Quantum. Also, welcome on in. We should still have this. Yeah. Right, we'll set our hand first before we show our deck list. Set, and set before ending the turn. This is our Dark Magician deck list. Behold its power. Oh, he's activating Curtain. He's found Trap, Spell, Monster. Okay, he found nothing. He found nothing off of it. We're all playing plants later. Who is we're all Manicist? Is that just you, or is that everyone? And also, are you actually bringing plants to the tournament? Is the next question. Is that Seven's Road Sorcerer? Okay, we're gonna send it to the graveyard to summon out Dark Magician Girl. Tribute to summon out a second Dark Magician Girl. Yeah, I think that's fun. You can take my board. I will donate them to you. Alright, let's draw into something. There seems to be a trend. The problem is, if we send Dark Magician to the graveyard, it will boost his guys as well. I could get that, but that still doesn't actually help me. I think the best play we actually have is going to be activate Monster Reincarnation. I think we're sending Dark Magician Girl here. I have to keep one of these in hand. I suppose we'll send this then. We'll keep the Dark Magician Girl in hand because we can actually use it in a future turn. We'll grab the Essel back. Normal Essel. Activate the effect. Normal wolf. Tribute 2. Summon out Gaz. And we'll activate his effect. And probably just put 1 back in. I don't think we have to get crazy here. Go to battle. We'll just swing over one of these. Yeah. Take that 200 damage. Then we'll just pass. Looking good so far. Close to what I was playing in Grand. Someone entered with plants. Ooh. No, we're not playing plants. But we are coping. Okay, okay. Oh no, he's got Dark Magic Attack! No, we had no way to play around it, but... The only way you do this, the only reason you do this is if you have Dark Magic Attack. There is no other reason to do this. This is so sad. We're about to get clapped. We're about to get absolutely destroyed. I mean, again, there was nothing we could do about this. Like, it's not like we made a mistake and we're going to get Dark Magic attacked. This was always happening. Oh, this is so sad. Ah, look at the value. He hit negate attack and buffered slime. Bro, we are cooked. We are so cooked. Okay. What do we do off of this hand? We don't really have many options. I guess we'll go drone, activate. We'll send this. That changes like nothing, right? We have to put our Dark Magician in the graveyard. I think we don't get a say in that. Ah, this sucks so bad. Right, we're gonna curtain. That's the play. We're gonna curtain. We're just gonna use curtain and it's gonna hit something. It hit nothing. I am now sad. Right, we have to go shuffle. Add this to hand. Put this in the bin. Then we're gonna tribute this to summon this. The issue is, we have to now crash, right? If we crash here, we don't gain a boost, so we have to crash here. If we crash here, these both go up to 3,000, and then they crash anyway. So no matter what, we're just crashing. Behold my 1,000 attack push. Funny how plants are made fun of in every Yu-Gi-Oh format. Poor plants. They try their best. What is this map, by the way? Is this the only animated map? Because I don't remember seeing these specific images on it before. Oh, and he has the Dark Magic Curtain. Oh, the ultimate punish. Oh, don't tell me... Okay, he can't use the effect. Oh, okay, so we're actually living then. I'm not sure I like this play personally. This seems a bit stupid, but... Imagine we make a comeback here. That would be so hype. Hold. Right, Boltricorn. Activate the effect. Turn off the back row. How big can this guy get? Right now he's going to be 24. 7. 4. 3. So 14. That's 28 then, right? Unless my maths is really bad, which is likely. We'll go craft the drone, activate the effect. Send this. Ah, you know, sometimes you just got it. I mean, we had lethal anyway, but this is really funny. Yeah, we got revenge! Okay, that was a pretty good one. The plant skill is so backwards, like you can't attack with E-Trains direct, so you want to use it to clear monsters, but you can't give it Pierce. Only the one you special, who is going to be the one you won't attack directly. The plant skill has so many different things wrong with it. But I think that is going to be the end of the stream for today. We have been going for 3 hours. Once again, our tournament luck has been absolutely atrocious. We are still just like not doing well at all. I think we've made top 8 in one of these events and top 16 in another. And we just keep getting like bricked out of these games. And it's a little bit frustrating, but it happens, right? Shit happens. We will be back again on Tuesday with something. I'm not really sure. We might try out on Tuesday the Red Eyes Monarch list. I kind of want to see how that works. So we're going to have to see how that actually ends up going. But thank you all so much for hanging out. It's been a really fun stream, even if we did lose quite badly in the tournament. But see you all on hopefully Tuesday, and I hope everyone plays in the Quantum Rush later on today. And until next time, bye-bye.